Do, do. See y'all in that family. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see you. Let's get on in here, man, so we can have this fun, man. Y'all know how we do, man. Go for about an hour, man. You know, we check out the power source. Got the power. Ha! Yeah. All right. Conversation for the African Americans, man. Man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the Real Black Atheists on Fire, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Pseudo Killers. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the Bobby Banger channel. All right. Shout out to all the brethren and the sisters. All right. Let me the room get a little, you know, get up in the room a little bit, man. Right. I'm gonna send out the link, man. We're just gonna have a nice, healthy, general conversation, man, on the African Americans. Yep. You know, I've been having good conversations lately, man. Make sure y'all sign up for the Pseudo Killer Discord, man. We been there during the day jamming. It was a real productive day today. Man, they threw my man American Dream out the joint. You know, when I put people out, man, I only put them out for a minute, time them out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the conversation get crazy. You know, Q, hey, now then I throw them off, I'll put them back, man. You know, them brothers be crazy, but they ain't liars though. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with that. They get a little brash with the women, you know, out of order. Not they ain't gonna say, yeah, Q, yeah, he got a little out of order with the women. Yeah, they do. Right. But I'm saying, you know, black women are resilient, man. So as long as you ain't calling them bitches hoes and tricks, you know what I mean? I can, you know what I'm saying? They can handle that. They can handle themselves, man. But we like to have a safe space. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I don't put them, I ain't put you out forever, yo. You gotta lie. You gotta be a liar. Right? If you're a liar, yo, you're subject not to be fucked with again. All right. You're a drunken liar. All right. Yeah, you subject not to get that. Yeah, right. That, you know, that's a deal breaker for me. Talking shit about me, I love getting it in. You know what I mean? So I'm all right with that, man. Yeah, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to Miss Tiffany. Shout out to Miss Lamb, Mika. Shout out to you, man. Mongo Slade, Mike Shabazz 7. What's going on? Bob Rich, sir. What it do? Outside the cube. Yeah, Donnie Williams, Six Finger Sam. James, what's up, man? What's good? Lamar Pope, what it do? What it do? What it do? Gary Hart was good. What it do? What it do? What it do? Make sure everybody get this link, man. We know we getting it in. Get it in today, man. We had some fun today, man. Spent a lot of time in the server, man. Shout out CK, man. She built that server for us, man, and we've been in it ever since, man. We kind of regenerated. I know Chef, he kind of put some energy in that motherfucker. We've been addicted ever since. Absolutely, man. I'm gonna let it pile up in the room. You know, we got a certain quota we like to meet. You know, 10,000 ain't enough, 15,000 ain't enough, 20,000 ain't enough, man. We got to at least get 50,000 to get started up in this month. motherfucker, we got to. We at 40, not talking at 40. Man, I hope y'all seen that premiere, man, out there on pseudo 125th Street. Yeah, man. So I'll be doing that. I'll be dropping some of them old things with the premiere. We can get into the, we're getting into the chat, chop it up while it's going on, man, and just relive some of the moments, man. And now I was telling somebody this the other day, right? That sometimes, people make a lot of videos about me. Some negative, most of them negative, some positive, man. And some things that people be saying, they don't know how to say it, right? They're right about some of the mistakes I make at times, right? But the way they come at the shit make you just want to cuss them out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play some of them videos and I feel like, although that person was a nut, right? They was right on that point, right? You know what I'm saying? I like to show you the human side of it, man. And I don't think people do enough of that. And really, that's why y'all kind of commit to follow me all these years, man. And I think that's why y'all really enjoy the pseudo killers, because it's a group of brothers and sisters, man, that are very genuine in their approach to educate. And I think that's important. And that's very valuable, man. Let me put this in the daggone server to see where everybody at. Yeah, I mean, get that in there real quick. Boom. Yeah, we live. Putting it in the server. We live. Yeah, so make no bones about it, man. I'm an African American and I'm proud of it, and I stick my chest out on that. I was talking about it early in the server. Let me see where we at, man. I don't know if y'all, I don't know if we deserving. Oh, we at 46. Need that 50. Who's on the pseudo killers channel? We need about the 60. Really need about the 100. We want to get these things up, man. Look out for some advertising, man. All right, going to be advertised on several platforms, and that's what it is, man. I like to give a shout out, man, brother Brendan, man, pseudo killer official. I'd like to give a shout out to brother Ken, pseudo killer official. Brother Vance, pseudo killer official. Cosmic Corey, pseudo killer official. Brother Cedric, pseudo killer official. I don't know where the hell that nigga been at. CK, I don't know how she been at. Pseudo killer official. My main man, Mr. B More himself, Chef and L, pseudo killer official. Sosa, pseudo killer official. All right. Melvin, all right, pseudo killer official. All right, man. Shout out to them bros, right? Shout out to the sisterhood, man. Where we at? Tick tock, tick tock. Come on, man. Hit them likes, man. We got 15 likes, man. Man, spread this show around, man. Put it on Facebook. All right. Where the moderators at, man. Put that link out there, yo. We ain't rocking until we get to 50. All right, man. Share the show, man. We got the pseudo, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the pseudo killer joint, man. Yeah, pseudo killer on Facebook, man. Yeah, man. We got about 6,000 people in there, man. some kind of way, 6,000. How it happen? How we get to 6,000 that quick? Yeah, we jamming. All right. Yeah, I ain't talking to. Yeah, we live, jump in, we live, jump. And as soon as y'all get the people in the building, man, let them know, man, call your peoples up, man. Hey, yo, they over there, get ready to talk that shit. They over there on the Real Black Atheist thing, yo. They making us feel comfortable with our lack of belief. Yeah, let your friends know that, man. Yeah, let them know that. That's what we doing. All right. Yeah, let them know. Let them know. So, yeah, just waiting a little bit longer. Chilling. Yep. Hey, man, support the Abju store, man. Abju wear, man. Support that, man. We got them STEM shirts on, man. Science is undefeated, man. Real fly, right? If there's a certain color combination you want with that particular logo, let me know, man. Got you, man. Let's see where we at, man. Let's see if y'all ready to hear what the hell I got to say, man, about the African American. Very unique experience, man. Very, very unique. And I'm always under, damn, I'm getting old. It's 60. It's time to go, y'all. Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killer in the house. And I'm coming to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Real black atheism is on the rise. What's up, family? What's good, man? What it do? What it do? What it do, man? Good to see everybody in the building, man. Got 60,000 in the joint, and I'm really appreciating the crowd. What's going on, man? I'm gonna send that link out in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get the crowd warmed up, man. I hope y'all checked out the premiere, right, of me on 120 pseudo fifth. Yeah, I'm saying, going against the Elder Shabazz. It was fun, great conversation, man. Was poised, and I was having fun, man. Them days was fun. These days are fun too, but those days out there particularly was fun. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stopped by on the block, man. I want to kind of detail some of those conversations that I had over the years. I done made a lot of people goddamn famous. You know how like they say, yo, I bet you I make you famous. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, I'm gonna premiere Pharaoh. The first time Pharaoh was actually in the public like that, you know what I'm saying, around the other brothers. You know what I'm saying? We used to get paid to go on 125th, you know what I'm saying, saw fly everybody in, right? I don't know about everybody. I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for everybody, right? But, yeah, you know I mean, based off where you at, yo, you command a certain fee to get out there on 125th and do your thing. I apologize to the brothers that was just out there just talking and ain't get that. Hey, don't hate me, hate the game. So I'm gonna detail some of them things right there, man. Great conversations out there. It was fun. And what y'all was looking at, man, and that last video was really the African American experience, man. And that's what that is. That's African Americans at their best. Some dudes is Muslim, some dudes is Nation Islam, some dudes is Kemet, some dudes is African, some dudes is atheist, some dudes is just African Americans, right? That's how we rock. We everywhere at all times where we want to be and how we feel. And there's a reason for that. And we talked about that in the server. All right. And I'm gonna drop the link again, and maybe we can recreate that situation that was in the server today, because I felt like it was very, very productive. And so one of the questions asked by American Dream was like, so, you know, y'all African Americans, you know, why y'all think y'all from Egypt? And I was like, well, damn. Interesting. The same reason white people think they the Hebrews. Damn. Like you actually have white Hebrew groups swear they Hebrews. Same thing in China. Got Chinese that think they part of the 12 tribe. You got Native Americans that think they part of the 12 tribe, they Hebrews. That's what humans do. Remember, our brain is based off of the believing brain, right? Remember that? Yeah, Stone Age brain. Set up to get captivated by beliefs. So I don't like when people bang on African Americans as if we're doing some unique shit. We're not. Humans swear they from the tribe, they swear they from the slick shit. It's something humans do. And then they ask the damn question, so why do y'all pick Egypt? Nigga, the same reason you chilling in your, the same reason a dude chilling in a Rolls Royce, right, the double R, with a goddamn shirt off can roll the window down and holler at a chick, and she more than likely 99% of the time gonna come over there. That same person, right, in a daggone Honda with no shirt on, roll down his window, and the damn woman gonna look at him like he's crazy. That's the reason why we pick Kemet. Because it's the gold standard in classical civilization, no matter what you say. Because of the big ass buildings they got. Because of the marvel, because of the mystery. It's something real mysterious about a dude sitting back with a cigar, with no shirt on, right, chilling, And the motherfucking black Rolls Royce, trimmed in gold, gold piping. It's something real regular about a dude, same cigar, in a motherfucking Honda with his shirt off. I ain't got his shirt off. Ain't nothing mysterious about that. It screams, you might be broke. And you ain't got this shirt on, you might be a nut. That same dude in the Rolls Royce, he probably got bread, and I don't care what kind of shirt he got off or don't got on. See? So Egypt, African civilization captivates our minds. It's mysterious. It's the best. You know, we always want the best. It's noted to be the best. There are more books written on Egypt than any goddamn thing. So excuse me if the African Americans think they come from Egypt. I apologize for that. Now, I don't think we come from goddamn Egypt. I understand. I practice scientific literacy, and that would be going against my scientifically literate understanding of the world I live in. So no, you will never hear me say that Africa, our ancestors, quote unquote, come from fucking Egypt. I'm not saying, I would not say that. But I clearly understand why the African American do that, right? And I clearly understand why the African American accepts the whole continent. But why do the African Americans accept the whole continent? Ankh. That's that shit American Dream was saying. Same goddamn reason the fucking Russians accept Rome and Greece, nigga. Right? The same way somebody in Sweden, you can be in your job, right? In the lunchroom, talking, and somebody from Sweden or France, how about the goddamn the Greeks and the Romans? Nigga, you're Britain. You from, stop it. When the Romans conquered Britannica. Right? Right. See, yeah. And see, once we start to place things in time and space, right? Like I always say, then we understand that a British person wasn't a Roman. Yeah, they come from the same stock. Yeah, nigga, people on Africa come from the same stock. They do. Back at you. So where was we at? We was talking about the Britons claiming themselves to be Romans. We're talking about modern day people, Europeans. They come from Scotland and different places, and they all swear on classical civilizations, right? Nobody questions them on that. But let the African Americans say Egypt, and then you got to have a scientific test to verify that shit in the middle of the conversation. While Egypt is in fucking Africa. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the African American. Yes, that's exactly what we do. I'm going to say it again. Britannica was conquered by Rome. Right? You would have to be a historian in a conversation or understand history to tell the white boy who ancestors come from Britain that, nigga, you wasn't Roman? You bigging up Rome and Greece, Nick? See? I don't see too many African Americans telling Europeans that when they cleave to their classical civilizations. But let an African American have pride in their quote unquote classical civilization, then the nigga give you all kind of reasons why you not a goddamn Egyptian. I mean, all the reasons. They give you all the scientific reasons why they say you not. They do all that, but they don't talk about the science, you know what I'm saying, to say that we coalesce, right? People in Egypt coalesce with people in Nubia. They coalesce with people in sub-Saharan Africa. They coalesce with all African people, South Africa. They don't talk about that. They dive their ass to the Middle East and start talking the Middle Eastern shit. It's the African American experience, baby. Dumb shit, funny shit, hilarious. So the mindset of the African American is everywhere for great reasons. For the same reason you asked that question is the same reason why we defend that question. It's the same reason why we be wrong sometimes, and the same reason why the other African Americans asking that shit be wrong sometimes. So let me give it to you real easy. Like, it was part of the largest forced migration on planet Earth. And being in that forced migration caused certain things to happen. The loss of one's story. So as you lose your story, how do you get it back? You actually can't. Right now, with iPhones, right? I carry 2 of them on board computers, right? If I was to ask y'all right now, right? What tribe you from? None of y'all would know. Wait a minute, we got DNA tests. DNA can't take what tribe you're from. Don't let them take your money on that one. Wait a minute, we got iPhone. You can't Google what tribe you're from. We got internet. That won't help you. You have access to all major libraries, all major institutions right here from your phone. Still don't know your tribe. So people in Britannica had no idea that people from Rome, they was all closely related. They didn't know. No more different than people, Native Americans. All Native Americans is more closely related than people in Asia. But Native American stock comes from Asia. They wouldn't know. So stop asking the dumb question of why we celebrate all of Africa. Nigga, the same reason everybody else do it. But why we judge so harshly on it? Because some of us say, yeah, we think we Egyptians. Well, hell, you got motherfuckers running around thinking they Romans and teaching their kids that. It's part of the human experience. Now, I like to have fun, jostle, you know what I mean, get super technical when I need to in conversations. But damn, we just got to understand sometimes, like, what is it really? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link, right? Here's some of the pushback. some of the fun shit, right? All right. I'm gonna stay out the chat. Yeah, yeah. See, Chef, first one pop up, straight delusion. See, he's that nigga. He's that Mecca nigga. He from Mecca though. See, he spent half his life thinking he was from Mecca. African Americans. Let me drop the link, man. Get this link out here, man. Put this link in, man. And watch him scramble and scramble. And we get that link. Here you go. Put that link in there, man. Everybody hit that link, man. And we're just gonna rap about what it means to be African American, man, and all our experiences, man. Yeah, man. Funny. Nigga tell you 100 different ways how you're not Egyptian and how the Egyptians ain't really Africans. Then they start separating different. This type of African, that type of African. They nigga do all that. Little white boy tell you, and so little white boy celebrate Greece. Nobody's checking his ID on that shit. And yeah. Y'all know. I know y'all know that shit, man. Nobody's checking nigga ID at work. Hey man, where your ancestors from? You give it to them. Yeah, you don't go do all that. Never would. Scared to do it. Ain't got enough heart to do it. Yeah, I see. Hey, James Powell hit that motherfucking link though, nigga. Yeah, chatty. I'm in the chat with the chatty patties, yo. Yeah, we chat patty, yo. I'm making it twice. It's gonna be somebody gonna pop on here and explain it. Watch how they do it. We got our first contestant. What's going on, American Dream? I'm not yelling today, yo. This is what we're not doing.
What's happening? What's happening? I'm never yelling.
I know, but we're not doing the technical shit, though.
Nah. I hope not. I hope not, man. I'm not for that. You know, I keep getting drawn into that type of stuff. You know what I mean? My name seems to really rub people the wrong way. Things I say rub people the wrong way, and you know, they just want to get at me. But it is what it is, man. I respect you. I'm just here to build.
No, it's good. Yo, you know, I think it's important to be asked questions, bro. Like seriously speaking, I see Ladocia, yo, my Cleveland peoples, man. Shout out to Ladocia, man. Hold on, big. You don't got no rest, Ladocia. That's bullshit right there, Ladocia. What's going on? Yeah, you know, I thought we had a very productive conversation and the thing, yo. Me personally. And I don't mind your questioning because be honest with you, like I said, man, over the next months or something, I'm gonna find certain videos where people was talking cash shit about me. Some of the shit they just was right, yo. Like some shit I got wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's important just to keep the whole cult mentality at bay for people who are at the forefront of what they're doing, at least in this little thing we got going on, that, you know, people be allowed to actually question them and not get attacked for that. You know, man, you get into it because you just do too fucking much. Shit, once a nigga give you an answer, yo, god damn, if you ain't accepting the answer, you probably can go 4 more times after that, and then it's gonna get stupid. So we gotta know when to cut it off. You feeling me?
Indeed. But you know, yeah, sometimes I don't know when too much is too much. So you just gotta remind me. Just be like, Dream, you're doing too much right now, and I'll fall back.
Yeah. Hey, hit the link, Q. That way I have all my adversaries here at one time. James Powell, what's on your mind? I heard you. What's on your mind, James? How you doing, bro? Can't hear you.
Who you listening for?
Huh?
You listening for me?
Yeah, how you doing, brother? I heard
you. Ain't good.
What'd you say? I gotta step up my game.
I'm doing good, Unc. How about yourself?
Hey man, I'm enjoying life. Is good, man. Got a nice little fan base. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the haters. Appreciate somebody who wants to my great yeah.
Well, I
You know.
just heard your invitation. I thought I'd take it and join in with you a little bit this afternoon. I might as well say this evening now.
What's on your mind? Talk to me.
Well, what's the subject all about? I'll oblige you in that best I can.
You say it again.
And I was saying, what's the subject all about? I'll do what I can to participate in that. But if you just want to,
We were just talking about the African Americans and why we think the way we think. Right? There's reasons for how people formulate cultures, and there's reasons for why groups of people think certain ways. But fundamentally, humans are humans, and what you think is exclusive to African American behavior is really just behavior around the globe. Period. And I can show you clear examples of everybody thinking they fucking Egyptians. Clear example of everybody thinking they the children of Israel. Clear example of a lot of people thinking they Native Americans. Like these are just clear examples, and it's the human thing, and it's understandable. I'm saying I think that the issue be like we gotta have a clear understanding of why we do it. It's a clear example of everybody thinking that you gotta meet yourself.
And I got till Sunday because I don't take the money until Monday, and I already got the money.
Oh my goodness. Cool Joe. I had to mute you out, bro. Came in with the loud. Yeah, so it's good. What's up, Q? This is fun.
Peace to you, brother.
What up, Shad?
Look, watch this, y'all. We got Q. He likes to be the center of attention.
Big up, Baltimore.
What up, man? We got American Dream. He has to be the center of the conversation, right? Got me. I'm gonna be the motherfucking center. How we gonna do this tonight? Who's gonna act up first?
Well, first one, hold on.
First one act up, get put the fuck off. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna do this. Go ahead, Q. Let me see if you be the first to fuck it up. Meaning you ask the same question too many motherfucking times. That's grounds for dismissal off this joint. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, peace to you, brother. First thing I want to say, man, looking back at those old videos, bro, like I really gotta. I know this is such an overused term, and I hate to say it, but I gotta give you flowers, bro, because during those times I was a fake Black Hebrew Israelite, so I wasn't hearing nothing what you were saying. But at the same time, I knew that brother Shabazz was all the way off. You see what I'm saying? And I definitely gotta give you your respect, bro, because you were the original. And as much as we fight, argue, kick, scratch, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that respect is due to you, bro, because like you were the trailblazer, you know what I'm saying, on some real Iga-ish, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely give you that, you know what I'm saying? We could fight and argue about something else, but that right there, I got to give you that, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, yo. You know what I say, yo, coming up, yo? And it's a serious statement, yo. It's a I can't keep it unless I give it away. Right. So as I raise your game, one day you raise my game. And that's really how it works. And those who don't understand, they become egomaniacs. They can't take the fact that somebody that heard them speak first is now in turn have embodied what they said, right? Thought about it, looked it up, learned more from it, right? And came back to add something to the conversation. Most people can't handle that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like especially dudes, like we want to be the top shit.
Hey, man. A lot of times, Shad, you gotta understand, you becoming that niggas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't even halfway ready to hear the shit you talking about, Shad. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got it. You got it, nigga. I mean, I don't know if you recognize me from being there as long as I have. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect you on the strength of Baltimore. I got to respect Baltimore. I'm from Richmond. I got to respect
right
Baltimore.
There. Richmond in the motherfucking house.
You know what I'm talking about? I got to respect Baltimore. Ain't no way I can't respect Baltimore. So however you come off, I still gotta respect how you coming off, even if you full of shit. But you not, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga feel you, Shad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look, let these motherfuckers know, Shad. I'm extremely against that bullshit ass we were here before Columbus and all that shit. Cause I'm from Virginia. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Right.
Nigga, Cujo, nigga, ask about me. Nigga, I've been doing this shit for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I taught in public schools and the whole nine, nigga. Let's do this, shawty. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
Look,
what you're talking
but
about.
look,
Well read, brother.
I really got a lot of respect for you, man. I ain't trying to talk too much. I really got a lot of respect for you, bro. I mean, I do. I mean,
What can I
we
can I
came
get
across each
the
other a long time ago, bro. We came across. I mean, I don't know if you know, we came across each other a long time ago, Shad. Respect, Shad.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
appreciate
talking
that.
about? Big up, nigga. Big
hey,
up,
can
Virginia,
I just
nigga.
be the first one to get kicked off
Richmond,
real
nigga.
quick?
Let them know.
How you cut them off, nigga?
Nah, he's done. Can I just be the first one to get kicked
Nah,
off?
I ain't done. Who the fuck is that saying I'm done, nigga?
Oh nah,
That's cute, man. That's cute.
I
Alright,
mistakenly
I'm done.
thought you were
You're right,
done.
I'm done. I leave it alone.
Oh,
That's
okay,
you.
cool.
That's you.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, brother. Like you literally had like 2 or 3 pregnant pauses. So that's what caused me to go. But
Getting close, kid. You that finger getting close. Go ahead.
you know what? I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm gonna yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, American
Yeah,
Dream. I'm gonna let you do it first.
go ahead. American Dream, go ahead.
Hey, look, you say I let it go. You say I let it go. When niggas talk that shit, you say I let it go. I let it go. Cause I don't have no problem. You want to feel yourself. But a nigga from Baltimore, no nigga from Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can feel each other.
Mm-hmm.
We can feel each other a bit.
Pause.
Nah, ain't no pause. We don't gotta say pause. We too old for that pause shit.
Mm.
We too old for that pause shit. We too old for that. You know, y'all. That's y'all
James
niggas,
Powell, what's
little
good,
young
brother?
nigga
How you
shit.
feeling, brother? James
Nah,
Powell,
I'm
how you
saying that's
feeling,
y'all
brother?
little young nigga shit with that pause shit.
All right, cool, Joe.
Doing good, Q. Hey, let's be respectful tonight, fellas,
Yeah,
and
man.
help
Let's not.
help Unc make this step up. I be messing with him all the time about he needs to step up his game. So let's let the panel be respectful and let's do
Nah,
it in order.
ain't nothing but respect. I apologize if I disrespected anyone, but I swear to God, ain't nobody gonna carry me like that.
Yeah, I'm saying you can't apologize and then go back on the
I
same
put it out there, Shad.
routine though. Let's
Big
just
up
let's just
Virginia, nigga.
Nah, it was just disrespectful. He ain't had to see he was dying.
See,
Yeah.
it never was me.
Big the
so
fuck up Virginia, nigga.
so
Ain't nobody gonna talk to me like that.
All
so
right, let's keep it. I got
I'm not
you, Joe. Relax. I
Chill
got
out, Cujo. Chill out.
you. I got
I'm
you.
not gonna be the first person to die in this black movie. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
one
we're
of
not
you
gonna
other
do
niggas.
that. Surrounded. I'm surrounded. I'm like, Rand, what's going on, American Dream? Get that shit off. What's up?
yes, sir. Understanding African Americans, I think is that somebody?
James, you gotta mute real quick, James. Real quick, James. All right, go ahead.
Where just the idea of understanding African Americans. You know, it brought back the conversation you and I had today on the Discord. You know, about because I do think that African Americans, even when you look at Black History Month, whenever we celebrate Black History Month, most of the history that we speak about is centered around slavery, and historical figures having to do with either slavery or civil rights or something like that. So, and I think that you know, the idea of calling ourselves African is also wrapped around our history of slavery as well. So African Americans, for some reason, are really kind of their identity is really centered around slavery to a really high degree.
Freeze
And I
right
think
there. Stop right
Well,
there. Stop right there.
yeah, stop right there.
Hold on, Cujo. Hold on. No, I want to hear what Cujo got to say that because I like the way he pushes together, Cujo. Go
Hey,
ahead.
look, bro.
Respond to that. Go ahead.
You're gonna talk about like the slavery shit, but in real life, that's what we have in common. What we have in common is the fact that we were enslaved in Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina.
Mm.
We have that in common. We can't just like throw that off like it don't mean nothing. Because that means everything. Because that's the reason that we talk like we speak. The reason that Ankh from Maryland, you know what I'm saying? In Maryland is an original place in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina. Nowhere else in the states can say that beyond us. Nowhere else. Everything that we have in common comes from Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina. Everything we have in common. We have to realize where we're from. We have to deal with what we are. And what we are niggas from Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina. Everything else is secondary. Everything. Everything.
All right, let me
Everything.
dive in. Freeze that. And I'm gonna let you go next, Cube, and then James. So for me, I'm not ashamed of slavery because I wasn't fucking in it. My ancestors was in it. And as a result of certain ancestors that was strong enough, right, or either weak enough, whatever move they played, whatever the play was, sometimes the play be to chill the fuck out. Stay your ass home. Sometimes the play be to break the fuck out and run. Sometimes the play be go ahead and kill your master up and roll. Don't make the wrong play. The wrong play, your motherfucking seed ain't going nowhere. The wrong play. So whatever the play was, I'm a direct result of that. And I'm definitely not ashamed of that experience, right? Not at all. I'm not ashamed of that. I look to the experience with my chest out, knowing that shit ain't happening no more. It's just not going down that way, right? It's just not. Caught us slipping. See, sometimes, and this is what they say on planet Earth, y'all. This is exactly what they say. They say this right here. And I want y'all to feel me with this, right? You learn more from your motherfucking losses than your damn victories. That was definitely a loss in African history. Now, as for you don't feel like we should call ourselves Africans, man, please. And all that, well, don't accept Africa. It's a collaboration of different African nations and different African tribes that was brought together. That's the real pan-African shit, was when they enslaved different African groups came together. And based off us come together and that same experience, but we had to work together. You know what I'm saying? To work our way to the point we can be right here saying, yeah, here we go. Right? So for me, you know, African American culture comes out of the forced migration. If not for the forced migration, we still be on the continent. Duly separated. So, hey man, look, I'm gonna take a negative and make it a positive, yo. Right? That's the Pan-African shit right there. When they threw us all together, yeah, and we had to learn each other lingo and language and get along with each other customers and any bullshit we had going on in Africa, had to let that shit go. At that point, yo, we was amalgamated together to form the African American. So the African American, the African part is let you know where our ancestors came from. We don't know where exactly. The majority of them, they say West Africa, some Central Africa. You know what I'm saying? And niggas are talk with like they know. Niggas don't know. We know that a lot of us came from West Africa, some from Central Africa and there's other places because there was other slave trades prior to that. All right. So whatever it may be, right? Yeah, I'm saying I'm not ashamed that my ancestors came from Africa. I'm not ashamed that they went through that process. Because without them going through that process, I ain't here right now. It is what it is. It just is what it is. You want to add something to that, Q?
Yeah, definitely, brother. First I want to oh, did that brother leave? That was
He got off.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It was shouts out to that brother. Much respect and much love to him. But I did find fault in one thing that he said. He said Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina are all the same. You know, it's unfortunate that he didn't mention DC, you know, where I live for a little bit. It was a pretty cool little town. but just because it's not a state, I guess he didn't feel like he needed to mention it, even though it's a district. But that brother said that's the only bond that matters. I vehemently disagree, because you can be from Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, DC, or South Carolina, and go over to the West Coast and or Midwest and be respected by other Black people. So it's not that you're from Maryland, VA, NC, Richmond, as he said. That has nothing to do with it. It's about, the pigmentation in your skin and where you come from. This is how we begin to identify each other. And I'm gonna get closer to my ending with this. To you, brother, you said, I'm not ashamed of the slave trade because I wasn't a part of it. And I understand that, and I see exactly where you're going. But you also have to understand one thing when you're talking about pan-Africanism. Like, what you say is, but you said slavery by other African countries is the real pan-Africanism. And I'm extremely confused by that, because I don't think that's something.
I didn't say that.
Bro, I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down when you said.
Man, there you go. You already look. This is how y'all do that shit, man. What I said was the real Pan-African shit was when we got enslaved and we had to come together as different African tribes.
That's what I just said, though.
That's the first time that we really had to fuck with each other for real, all the way together. Like,
can I read you what I just wrote? Okay, you just said the real Pan-Africanism is us coming together as slaves. And what I said that
during
you
the slave trade, brother. So
yes, brother.
That's what I said.
And that's where I'm about to disagree at, because
you disagree. Go disagree. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's cool, brother. Like, it's no biggie. I just want to make it clear that I disagree with that, because you said about us being enslaved, that was somehow an allusion to us being able to learn languages from people that surrounded us, other cultures that surrounded us. So this is what you're saying. But when you say, it forced us.
Hold on 1 second. Do you and the American Dream go to the same school where y'all just take a nigga shit and run with it?
Bro, I quoted what
I
you
didn't
said.
say that's when we first learn how to learn. Like, Q, how do you get that out of that, Q?
No. Listen, brother,
I'm asking, how do you get it out of that, though? Just help us listening. Everybody know I didn't say that. We can rewind it. I didn't say that.
I didn't say you said that. I didn't say you say that.
I know. So why would you think that me saying that pressure? Things like slavery was pressure put on us. Okay. And that pressure forced different African clans and tribes to come together. Okay. That's all I was basically saying, yo.
I hear you, brother.
You saying, bro, yo, that's your narrative. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna let you, but that's your narrative. But go ahead.
Okay. And see, I guess
bro.
No, I don't have a problem with that. But I think the question that you were more so asking, which would be more poignantly, was people coming together, especially Black people, right? Mm-hmm. Is that your main driving point that you were trying to make?
No, I was dealing with American Dream statement. You gotta stay focused. That was the thing. I was dealing with his thing about why we want to call ourselves African. And, he went into the whole, the African-American thing and it's come out of the slave culture. Yes, nigga, yeah. That's part of what make you an African-American is the forced migration.
Okay.
Right? that's what make you can't be an African-American without that. See?
No, I understand that. And that's not the point that I'm attempting to refute. What I'm attempting to refute is when you said that Pan-Africanism, the real Pan-Africanism is the slavery in which we were forced to be together. And now I'm about to tell you why I mentioned the language thing, because what you were trying to say is that there was no chance of us coming together had we not been forced. So now let me bring the language part in it. I know it may seem funny, but let me bring the language part in it. Now, in order,
I know y'all two went to school together, yo. You're an American Dream, yo. Y'all is amazing with that.
Now, in order for one to understand another, they must know the language of said people, group, or person, right? Okay, so this is how I arrived where I'm at now. Because if you're saying that the real Pan-Africanism is by us the forced slavery. I'm saying no. The real Pan-Africanism is us actually doing this on our own and reaching out to our brothers and sisters whom live on the continent. What you gave us was, okay, the white man did this, and this is why we begin to not only know each other's culture, but also know each other's language. This is why I added that, but this is the last thing and I'm gonna pass it. So you said, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna pause right there.
All right. So this has been my experience on Earth. Some of the best things I've done in my life has been based off of the pressures around me. It's just what it is. You know, some good old pressure on motherfucking coal make a diamond. It's that pressure that even make you or break you. We are a result of pressure that didn't break us. And it was prolonged pressure, right? We tend to forget this. It wasn't like you woke up, you went to sleep on motherfucking Friday and room and board was all taken care of based off your production and work. And Monday morning, your ass was fucking having to share crop and pay fucking rent. But the process didn't stop there. It continued straight on through. We're gonna lock you up if you don't got a job. Well, nigga, I just was enslaved. Excuse my French. Remember, they played that game. If you don't got a job, we're gonna arrest you and make you work. Jim Crow. You know, like the white sign and the black sign. Yeah, Jim Crow. Then the whole, I gotta get my food out the back door. Like my money ain't as good as white people's money. That, right? Like the water hoses busting open your back, pushing little kids down the street. You know how much pressure them water hoses are? Fire department there to protect you. Spraying you down with a wood. Y'all know what I'm talking about when them fire, look it up, Google it. You're not standing in front of a damn water hose, bro. It's gonna push you down the street. German Shepherds coming from the police department, the K9 unit. If you happen to kill one of them, they say you're killing the damn police. Talking about all of that. Talking about the whole situation we just went through in the pandemic. You know, African Americans getting shot, whether they deserved it, whether they didn't, that's a whole nother conversation, right? These are the things we go through, but all that's pressure to get us to this point right here. And I'm saying out of the pressure, right? What we should learn from that pressure is that the world around us has become scientifically literate. And for us to compete and keep that pressure, you know what I'm saying, at bay, right? There are certain things we need to do. We need to balance that whole spiritual piece in our fucking head. It's way up here. And it's so up here, you'll hear people repeat the phrase, well, you know the African American is the most spiritual. Up here with that. Well, you know the science is the white man's science. Like really thinking that. You know, we need to balance that shit right here. If it was left to me, that should be right here. But all this comes out of pressure. And I'm hoping this pressure that we're getting out of the pandemic, I'm hoping that pressure right there, right? Make us think about it, because you had a lot of dummies out there. You had Dummy Patrol. You had Rizza Islam Dummy Patrol. Nation of Islam Dummy Patrol, where they say eat the fucking fruits and vegetables, where they mischaracterized the CDC, right? All that. Mischaracterization gave you fake cures, bananas and fruits and vegetables and nuts for pathogen. Matter of fact, they still running here cracking jokes. Well, y'all got 33 quote unquote vaccine shots now. Crazy, still joking. Coughing their lungs out while they joke. I ain't wearing no mask. Yeah, got people come in and tell me, I ain't wearing, I'm gonna wear a mask, but I ain't gonna wear a mask. I'm gonna wear a mask, but I ain't gonna take a vaccine. They're the same people that talked about and educated about vaccines are the same people that did the scientific tests on the damn mask. All of that It's pressure though. And I'm just hoping out of that pressure cue, right? The brothers and sisters like us, man, can give back to our community that went through the slave trade as a result of the slave trade. Give them back some scientific literacy that would put something in our toolkit to help us fight this thing. Where you at, Williams? William J. Baker Jr., what's up? That's William Baker Jr.
Yeah, he might not be able to hear you, Unc. I invited him. He's out on the West Coast, kind of like my nephew, and I just invited him to we talk about
a broad range of subjects, right? Around here is a safe space for those who do not believe. I didn't say it was a space where people don't believe. See, that's always a mistake. Just because I don't believe in your religious ideology or your gods or goddesses doesn't mean I don't have beliefs. See? Anyway, where you at, American Dream? But you quiet over there. I feel like you're trying to sneak me, conjuring up something there, brother. What's up?
Now I'm just waiting my turn, man. You know, because I just want to say in response to what you said to my statement, you know, I never said that Black people should be ashamed of their history of slavery, or that they should be embarrassed about it. All I suggested is that to build your identity, for your identity to be centered around your experience as a slave, you know, may not bring you what you really want. You know, this whole conscious community thing is really the existence of the conscious community, as far as I'm concerned, is centered around the idea of trying to figure out how to move the Black community forward, right? And all I'm suggesting is that, you know, the fact that our mentality or our identity is so centered around slavery, we may want to look at that, because that may be the center of what's holding us back, if you will, because our whole identity, whenever we speak, it's about slavery. Everything we talk about with politics, it's about our history as slaves. Like, so our whole identity is centered around slavery. Yeah, and you know, and I think it can be seen as having a slave mentality. And I think that if we really are serious about, you know, trying to look into what's affecting Black folks today in America, especially, it's that whole thing about, you know, having a slave mentality.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you? Let me ask you this: what's wrong with identifying with slavery? Why you think that's a something that's gonna make you defective? And I'm gonna show you how your thinking on it is backwards. Why you think we should forget about slavery? Why you think we should identify with it? Why you think that? Because since you're saying it like that, and you think because I say I'm an African American, and that means I'm some kind of slave thinking. But why you say that?
Sure. You know, since I was a kid, I remember someone once said to me that I should always act like the person I want to be when I grow up, right? He was like, if you want to be a doctor, act like you're a doctor. Just be the person you want to be. And when your identity is centered around slavery, then in my estimation, the most that you can be is a slave, and you behave like that. You know, everything.
Give us an example.
Well, you know, asking for reparations, for example. The idea of reparations is centered around the idea that Black folks today think that something is mentally wrong with them because of slavery, that something is wrong with them, and they need reparations for that. So, you know, in a sense, that's having a slave mentality and behaving like a slave, where you don't really think you have the capacity
Freeze.
to do for yourself.
Freeze. So was the Jewish community that was in Auschwitz, that was in the concentration camps, that forfeited reparations. Were they in a gas chamber mentality, bro?
No, they were actually in the gas chambers, and they actually experienced that. Black people today never really experienced slavery, so all they have is that slave mentality. Like, they actually act as if the slavery happened to them. It never did.
Let me hold on. Two parts here. The first part, and I'm gonna let you know. When I actually identified with the factor that it actually started to erode away in my life, right? Talking about drug abuse. When I faced that shit, when I looked it in the mirror and embraced what it was that I was doing and stopped acting like I really wasn't that, right? When I admitted that, yo, I love doing that shit right there. When I admitted, yo, that's what I'm doing. When I was able to get past that uncomfortable truth, bro, that's when I realized, man, that's something I need to fight against, man. But as long as I kept it in the shadows and act like I really wasn't doing it and telling everybody I'm not really, when I was that, I was stuck. So it's counterintuitive, bro. Yo, you gotta embrace the hardships that your community went through. You embrace that shit, and you say what it is, right? And you accept the motherfucking loss, and you learn from that loss, and you say, yeah, this is what our ancestors went through. This is what happened to us. Not ashamed of that, but I ain't gonna keep being that, right? The next point that you're totally leaving out here, you saying what didn't happen to you. Let me look straight in the camera. Just want you to know, when human beings take canines, Baltimore we say dogs, and they breed them, and they breed horses, and they breed other animals to produce certain things, they change the whole natural order of that particular species. When you control the sexual behaviors of horses and make them breed this way with that, you create a stock. This is something people don't talk about, that they actually controlled the way we bred. Now I'm saying, using the word bred, so did you know that they actually picked who could have sex and who couldn't on these plantations? Don't make me get the books in the Annabella South, because that's what it was. When they knew slavery was being made illegal, right, in Europe, they was already revving up, right, breeding slaves. So the majority of the slaves didn't come by way of ship. The majority of slaves came by way of the plantations, which was really breeding farms, bro. So they bred us. Everybody couldn't get none. There was a certain type they was looking for to breed. And if you think that I'm just making this up or that pseudo, I'm saying, nigga, strap it up. And I'm telling you, yo, we uncomfortably never want to talk about that. We never want to talk about how they forced certain relations with certain individuals to form certain individuals. Like, if you can do it to a motherfucking canine, you can do it to a human being. And that's called artificial selection. What is artificial selection? Artificial selection is when human beings decide what the organism, based off of certain traits, are going to be mixed. We all know about them picking the big bucks to breed, right? To get stronger males, bro. We know that. But these big bucks wasn't the super intelligent niggas neither. Big, dumb, and slow. Pick them. They wasn't picking the fiery sisters and the fiery dudes who was trying to break away. Nah, they wasn't picking them. They would have to figure that out on their own. But a lot of us was bred, bro, and selectively bred and picked and choose here, here, here. That's how they did that. They would actually take bucks around the different plantations, bro. That's called fucking domestication, dude. And you trying to tell me they ain't supposed to pay for that? Yo, as doing all that, bro, we still right here. All that, we still here to say, yo, I know what you did. And for that, I need to get paid for, bro. So just on that alone, bro, just on that alone, telling me who I can sleep with, why I should sleep with them, and just breeding this alone, bro. They don't even talk about this conversation, bro. You ain't gonna get, I got the books, bro. Serious work. They ain't, black community ain't having this conversation we having tonight on this one, bro. So don't tell me they don't owe us no money, bro. Maybe you from Jamaica some fucking way. Maybe they don't owe you no money, bro. But I'm saying to African American, yo, we need to pass that on to each generation. Fight for your fucking reparations, nigga. Like you're tripping. Like I'm not going into that whole reparation argument with you, like some kind of way. We ain't supposed to get
Sure.
that. We supposed to fight for that every day.
Right. That's not necessarily what I was saying. I didn't really want to get into a reparations conversation.
Use the word.
Either. Yeah, I did, and I did, and I should have probably used a better example. And I think, and I actually did think of a better example. So let me try and give you a better example. And your question was to give an example of how, you know, and I also want to say it's not, you know, I did also say that it was mainly African Americans, and I want to take that back as well, because I do think that people from all over the Caribbean also, like, you know, we relish a lot in our history of slavery. Even Jamaicans as well. So you know, but that's,
I think that's a bad choice of word. Ain't nobody relishing in the fact that our ancestors got slaves. That's the narrative. You in Cuba, narrative painter.
Sure, but let me not forget what I want to say. Let me not forget what I want to say.
That's what he
said.
Y'all
went to the same school, didn't he?
No, bro. He's not using the word relish.
Doing the same
when he says
thing.
relish, no, when he says relish,
man, I know what the fuck the word mean, Q.
So why are you saying that we're saying the same thing?
I'm saying he's doing the same thing you do. Y'all two, the one on my left and right, are narrative painters. You will take my words and paint the shit to fit your narrative. Y'all do it every time.
Sure. So let me try and give.
Watch this. No one's relishing in slavery. It's crazy, nigga.
Sure. But let me try and give a better example of why I believe that
20 seconds.
Black people today have a slave mentality. And I think the idea of white supremacy, for example, is
hold on, yo, but that's possible. Hold on, that's possible, right? But not based off the reasons you given. You saying we got a slave mentality because we fight to figure out our home in Africa. That's what you saying. That's the slave mentality, because we give Africa.
No, we actually still think we're slaves. No, we actually still think we're slaves.
Hold on, bro. You see how you blend in different conversation in? See how you doing that? You started at one end, I beat you off there, and now you easing way to another. So ladies and gentlemen, we're shifting to another point now. So I'm letting everybody know we're shifting from the fact that African Americans accept all Africans, right? He said that's a slave. I beat him off that point. Now you're going into something else. You slip past the reparation. I beat you off of that because you start saying, "Oh shit, they bred our motherfucking ass." That felt kind of crazy to you. So you ease off of that.
I just didn't want to have the reparations conversation. Reparations is a whole nother conversation. You didn't beat me off of it. I just don't want to have that conversation.
Listen, you said that it didn't happen to us. Why should we want the bread? Nigga, because it happened to my great-great-grandmother. That's why, nigga. Pay me for what you did to her. How about that? That should be good, huh? Think that's good?
No, that doesn't make sense.
I think
that doesn't make sense. No, I don't make sense.
It's definitely.
But that's a different conversation.
It's definitely a unique situation where a whole group of people, watch this, was taken, I'm saying, to a whole nother continent, bro. And help build that whole continent.
Can I speak?
War, World War I, World War II, World War III, made you fight in the goddamn Civil War, the Bay of Pigs, the Korean War, all that, Vietnam. Yeah, pay me. Yeah.
Makes plenty of sense. Makes plenty of sense.
Hey, can I speak?
No, James is next. I can't take the two narrative.
Can I just finish my example though? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
you had 10 seconds. Go ahead. I gotta get you out the game because you centering
Yeah.
attention right now. Cube was doing it, now you're doing it right after.
Right. I just wanted to say that the fact that we still believe that white supremacy exists today and that black people suffer under that white supremacy, black people suffering under white supremacy is like modern day slavery. So black people today still think we're under slavery. And I strongly believe that that is a big part of the reason why they're not progressing the way this community wants it to progress.
All right. So can you show me a source that says that there's no more racism, bro?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Because I want
Now
to take
you're painting the
government.
narrative. Now you're doing it.
No, I'm saying that the government
You're
of the
being
United
like
States.
American Dream. You
I'm
learning from
saying,
me? Am I your teacher now?
no, I'm simply saying that America says that racism is still alive and kicking in North America. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say anything about that, huh? You got to pay better attention then.
You did. You said we acting like it's racism, nigga. That's what you said. I heard you say it. You didn't say that?
I said white supremacy is modern day slavery. I didn't say anything about racism.
Oh, you
bro.
say white supremacy
I said
is
it's modern day.
slavery.
I say it is our idea of that black people are suffering under white supremacy. That is the slave mentality that we're suffering under. That is an example of our slave mentality because we still think we're slaves. We
Do
only
you think
difference
you're a
is
slave,
nowadays
yo?
we're slaves to white
Do you think you're a
supremacy.
slave? Hold on. You think you're a slave?
No, I don't.
Stop. Hey, Q, do you think you're a slave?
Goddamn right. The fuck?
All right. So we got one thing you're not a slave. One thing you're a slave. James Powell, do you think you're a slave?
Hold on. Can I diversify with
Hold on, I'm just asking how many people think they slaves. How about you, James? You think you're a slave?
Hold on, but I don't want my answer to be lumped up with the other people.
Okay, well, you're lumped. It was the one answer.
Well, I don't. Well, let me just. Can I get one? Can I get one sentence?
Chill out, Q. Chill out. He want to ask everybody, man.
Right. I ain't listening to James. I ain't listening to Q. Q on his own show. Go ahead, James. You think you're a slave?
Okay. No, I don't think that I'm a slave.
Okay. All right. Miguel, you think you're a slave?
Everyone's a slave.
Okay. So we got so everyone's a slave. No, man. Do you think you're a slave? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Don't play the game. We're a slave to something. Come on, man. A slave. Do you think you're a slave?
No.
Okay. Cedric, pseudo killer fish.
Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no.
All right. And William Baker, he's just listening. Okay, man. So no, man, a lot of us don't think we're a slave there, bro. American dream.
Can I communicate my point that I'm trying to make?
No,
it's only going to take one sentence.
Nah, I'm not listening to you. James was next. I need to separate the two narrative shifters. I had to separate. I can't let y'all go back to back now. Go ahead, James.
Okay. First thing I want to say off is I agree with you on what you were saying. American Dream, man, I listen to you a lot. I appreciate you, man. I like to hear your input, but this is the way it needs to be with all of us. We got to man up and face up to when we're wrong. And you started out with the reparations. And then when Ankh cornered you up, you wanted to ease off and start off somewhere else. And that's how that went. So I'm going to leave that alone. But I'm going to get back to how we need to come together as a people, man. Of course, we were different people when we came here to this country. And we were different, I guess you could say, tribes, cultures. But just like I know a lot of y'all saw the movies Roots, and I saw it when I was a kid, and I'm an old pop now, but hey, one of the slaves reached out and he started communicating with ones around him, and he tried to tell everybody, say, hey, we got to learn how to start, talking to each other, communicating, learn how to get along, and really just learn how to work together to get the things that we need. That's where it all started at. And I'm just saying that that's the stuff that we need to do today as Black Americans, African Americans, to really get the ball rolling for us better than it is. It's rolling now, and I think more of in an individual state right now. But to get it rolling as a mass, we need to really learn how to come together and really just be able to learn how to disagree and without being mad at each other and wanting to kill each other, and maybe work our disagreements out. We can learn that from other races, especially the Caucasian race. I mean, when they disagree on something, they'll come together and work it out. But when it comes time to come together and fight, if you want to think about fighting like it was back in the old days, they come together as a group and they win the victory, man. And we got to learn how to do that. That's all I wanted to say.
Great, Q.
All right, thank you. And I just want to make it clear, when a brother asked, was I a slave? I had to answer yes. Now, do I believe that I'm a chattel slave? Hell, emphatically no, because none of those things can be substantiated because of where we live today and how we live today. But if you ask me, am I a slave? I'm going to have to say yes. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm a wage slave. I don't get paid my worth. I am not treated as a person who actually controls the company, because without my labor, there is no company. In past times, labor ruled. So in today's times, corporations rule and control. I'm easily replaceable when hurt, for the simple fact that the company must go on. So when I say what I'm saying, that I am a slave, I'm not talking about this crazy euphemism that some may think or aggrandize. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm simply talking about a wage slave. There we go.
Most people don't work for corporations. Largest businesses in America, largest business sector is actually the small business sector there, bro. So yeah, I don't know about this whole corporate and slave. I don't know what you're talking about. Wage slave, nigga, leave. You can get your bags and pack up out of there where you work at, bro. You don't, if you're feeling that way at your job, bro, then you need to leave that job. You live in North America. You can do that. Cedric, what's up, man? Say something. Where you at, Cedric? What can't you talk?
Good.
Ain't heard from you in a while. Good to hear your voice, brother.
This is a rare occasion.
Yes, sir.
Everybody sit down. Take your time. I'm going to start off by saying, I understand what American Dream is saying. Okay, that's a shock. Now, why I understand is because of my unique situation. I live in the Caribbean under a colonial structure, with my island being fully independent to some degree. So we have our own internal government. However, the Netherlands still is in charge of foreign affairs and stuff like this. Now, let me give you a perfect example of what American Dream is trying to say. We get a hurricane and the island is destroyed. The first thing my local government does is they run to Europe and beg. Then they don't negotiate as equals. They always take this submissive role, as if the European is bigger, badder, when we're all equal on that negotiation table. The European comes with cold hard facts, with his numbers, with his calculation, and we enter the discussion with emotion. You need to do this for me because of slavery. That argument that we use on a political level is never going to hold water with a European that's going to watch you and tell you, nigga, we're in 2022. Get over it. What's your plan? What's your process? We're dealing with laws now. And that's where I think we often revert back to that safety net to say it's your fault when we ourselves mess up. And we use things like, well, we're way too spiritual to become scientifically literate. That's some bullshit. And these are, and to that extent, when, look, we grew up, I learned about slavery, but I learned about it in a context that it wasn't necessarily me. So at no point in my life did I feel a European superior. I just don't feel that way. Now, as a grown man, examining history and putting everything into context, that's why I can have these discussions void of emotion. Yeah, shit happened. But I can have these conversations completely void of any emotional context. You would never hear me calling Zinga a bitch because of slavery. It was history. That's it. Where I stand in the world today has its roots therein, but I'm completely detached from that bullshit. And this point I see far too often. It is as if there's this deep pain in us because of this is what, man, stop. This is history. It was ugly. However, where I stand today is completely detached from that bullshit. I'm gonna go into any university. I studied in Europe. I had to speak another foreign language for 8 years of my life. If I went into that equation for one moment, thinking I was inferior or less because of slavery, I couldn't have held my own, let alone pass through that experience.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So are you of the opinion that racism is clear? It's over with?
No,
It's not
I was
happening?
just going to make that point.
Yeah.
Because when you are a Black man in Europe, the discrimination is real and hard. I reached to my university internship, and because the sound, the voice didn't match with how I looked, I sounded too European. My Dutch was too good. And when I got there, this Black dude is coming to do oncology in the university hospital. The doctor looked at me twice, like, how the hell are you here? I understand his simplicity, so I could smile and say, yeah, I'm on time and I'm Black. When do I start? I could deal with that shit head on because I was never taught that of this slavery stuff and we were inferior and putting chains. I learned that as a grown man. So I never entered into no equation thinking you were better than me. Okay, white people discriminate. That's your loss, dummy. You're not smarter than me. You're not better than me. So if you got a problem with me based on my skin, that's your ignorance. So, and I've traveled to clubs and they watch me because I'm Black and tell me you're not allowed in here. I've dealt with all of that.
So let me do this. So you kind of killed everything you just said prior to that, though. You should listen to the download. Let me read this right here. Then I'm gonna disclose what the source is. It says, here, let's do the technology thing real quick. All right. Put your little phones up there. Put this in your Real Black Atheist folder. All right. Then we're gonna go to the next caller. Go ahead, get it? Y'all got it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It says racism has manifested itself in a variety of ways, including genocide, slavery, lynching, segregation, Native American reservations, boarding schools, racist immigration and nationalization laws, and internment camps. What's that? An internment camp is the imprisonment of people calmly in large groups without charges or intent to file charges. That's wild. Yeah, in America. Formal racial discrimination was largely banned. It was largely banned by the mid-20th century. That's formal. See, key word there. Formal. Okay? Right here. Formal racial discrimination. All right, watch this. In the mid-20th century, and over time coming to be perceived as being socially, morally unacceptable. Okay, It said racial politics remains a major phenomenon, and racism continues to be reflected in the social economic equality. You know, that's important, your social economic status. Watch this. Racial inequality in the United States identifies the social inequality and advantages and disparities that affect the different races within the United States. See, that's important. They say into the 21st century research. Now we're getting into the research, the science. Research has uncovered extensive evidence of racial discrimination in various sectors of modern US society, including the criminal justice system. How many people get locked up every year? How many Black people get locked up every year? Criminal justice system, businesses, right? It says the economy, housing, healthcare, media, politics, in the view of the United States, in the view of the United Nations and the US Human Rights Network, discrimination in the United States permeates all aspects of life and extends to all communities of color. Yeah, there you go. Source, ladies and gentlemen, racism in the United States. So there you have it. Still lay alive and kicking. Let's not act like that ain't what it is. All right, we got Sister Renee. What's up, shorty? Black African Power, man.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Peace,
What's good?
everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to come up.
Shout your show out first, because you got a banging show. Shout that show out, man, and catch that sister.
Thank you, Ankh. So yeah, you can find me on Psychopath Theist Live channel or Psychopath, and as well as Psychopath Theist channel. It's me and Psycho, if y'all familiar with him. We do a show called the RBG Pill Podcast every week, and we do Pseudo Sundays every week. So and you know, we try to combat a lot of misinformation. We try to combat a lot of ignorance in many ways on a lot of things. So and Brother Ankh has come over and everything and all that good stuff. So shout out to you. And I had to come up because I was hearing some of the things that he was saying. And let me say this. He really, like, when he said reparations was an emotional argument, I'm like, wait, what? I really hate the fact that people always accuse Black folks of being emotional, right? When we talk about police brutality in the community and what's gone on forever, we're being emotional. No, these are impactful things in our life. And if you're not going to be, quote unquote, emotional about your life and your existence, what would you be emotional about if that's really the case? But let's be clear. Reparations is a debt. See, that's the problem in the way that a lot of people think about it. Reparations is a debt owed. It's owed to Black people due to the enslavement of our ancestors and their building of this country. And that's a trickle-down effect. Generationally, think how much things will be different for us. Think how that's impacted us for each generation of Black people. That's something deep. That's something that's not, you don't get over that in any matter of time. And let's be clear, slavery was not abolished a long time ago. In terms of history, that was like yesterday. Let's be clear. And then even after slavery was abolished, you had another 100 years of Jim Crow. Like, people forget all of this. It's like they have some idea that Black people, they said, oh, y'all are free, and then everything was equal. Like, what? Is there a lack of study? Is there a lack of understanding of what really took place and what's really going on today, continuing? But this is a debt owed to us. It's a debt. It's not about saying, hey, can we get a handout? Black people have contributed to this country more than anybody, let's be clear, because we gave our free labor and we have always continued to contribute to this country. We pay our taxes, we do all of those things. So it's not about a handout. It's about what is due to us. And if you're going to tell Black people that we shouldn't get reparations because we weren't personally enslaved, then you need to tell them white folks they need to give up their wealth and their resources and their positions of power, since their ancestors and their race was able to develop that from slavery. They was able to accrue their wealth from that so that they could build institutions in this country, so that they can be in position and put their communities in position. So if we're not due any money, they're not due it either. How about that? But you're not going to tell white people that. You're going to come to the victim, right? And we have this big thing about, well, the victim mentality, and people don't know we are victims. We are victims. Being a victim doesn't mean you can't become a victor. It doesn't mean that you can't still overcome and achieve. Haven't nobody gave Black people nothing in this country. Everything that we have is from what we've done, what we've worked for. So when people say, y'all sitting around waiting on, when have we ever waited? When did we wait on anything? We wouldn't be here today if we were just waiting.
Man, you have inspired me.
Damn, I'm over here like, let her keep talking.
What?
Hold on,
Can I chime
Cedric.
in?
Hold on,
I
Cedric.
didn't hear any
Hold on,
of those
Hold on for a minute, Cedric. Let the sister go. Go ahead, Miss Tiff. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just wanted to kind of chime in off of what the sister was just saying. I was recently in South Carolina, and I got the privilege of taking a tour with a Black historian. And it was really amazing and eye-opening. All the stories that he shared, especially all the stories that he shared that validated what most of us already know, is that our people fought. We never did not fight while we were here, which is a myth, right? That we didn't fight for our freedom and whatnot. And when you're in downtown Charleston, there's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of wealth. And we all know that Charleston, South Carolina is like one of the major pit stops for slavery here in America, right? So those descendants are still there. Their homes, their properties are worth upwards of $26 million and up. Right there in downtown Charleston, where some of the descendants of those slave owners still live. So I don't know. I guess the conversation is different when we're talking about the U.S. It's a different context. So to speak about it from the context of, juxtaposed to our Caribbean brothers and sisters, it may be a different conversation. But in America, Black people are literally like 200 plus years behind in wealth, because our ancestors were cheated out of the wealth. They worked for free, and then they went through so much hardship after that, where they couldn't keep the wealth that they had. I mean, it was, it's a long, horrid history of that. So when we think about America and think about the wealth gap is there because of what didn't happen for us. So yeah, that is something that we are owed. And we owe it to ourselves and future generations to always continue to fight towards that. We may not see it. Just like when our ancestors were fighting for freedom, I'm sure they always wanted to be free, and they fought until they got it so that we can be here today on this live having this conversation. In the same way, we have to do the same thing when it comes to getting our reparations. And that's it. That's just how it is. Because those white folks are not about to give up none of their wealth that they were able to make off of the backs of our ancestors. They're not doing it. So that means that the system itself has to figure something out to repair that particular wrong. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Who we got next up there? Got next on there. Who just? Well, I see you, Sos. How you doing, brother? Pseudo Killer Official.
Man, everything good, man. Everything good, man. I would just say that. I would just start right there, man, and we'll just move forward. Statement after hearing some of the stuff I just heard, but yeah.
What you heard? I'm listening.
I just
your varying opinion on the subject. Go ahead.
I'm saying I get it, right? you may not mean to be offensive, right? But sometimes even ignorance sometimes just is offensive. When you tell African Americans in general that their request for reparation or they're asking for it is emotional. Man, that's some of the most offensive shit you can say. Ignorance aside, you know what I'm saying? Like reparation is a legal argument. So if you have an argument against reparations, then you need to make a legal argument opposing reparations, right? Like an anecdotal story is irrelevant to the conversation. It's a legal argument. So if you have a problem with reparations, or you think that we shouldn't get it, or you think, then make a legal argument against it. If you don't have a legal argument against it, then you really shouldn't chime in. That's my opinion.
Man, those last three, man, Renee, Miss Tiffany, and King Sosa, man, that's excellent, man. We had to clip that section up. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that commentary from all three of y'all. And I, in particular, appreciate the voices of the sisters and the flavor at which they spoke. How they said, well, I felt y'all with that. Really appreciate that. Where you at, Sabio? And you go, what's up, man? How you doing?
What up, What up, Sosa? What up, panel?
Well, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of your show when you go live, boy. You getting there, you know that. I'm a fan of yours, boy. But go ahead.
I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done for everyone that you talk to, bro. And what Sosa them just said is pure facts. And I appreciate everything they said, because I'm sitting back and I'm listening to the sisters, Tiffany and Renee, and I'm like, do people understand that the argument, and Sosa hit it before I could hit it, for reparations is a legal argument. So whenever somebody say is emotional, no, you're arguing against it from emotion. Until you show us why African Americans should not get reparations legally, it's an emotional response from you guys. You're arguing against it because you're apathetic towards it. You're not empathetic towards it. Apparently, you have no sympathy for the people speaking on it or their ancestors, and you feel like we should just move on. It's an emotional argument. So before y'all make those arguments, and I don't know who was arguing against it, but before people make those arguments, they should think and take their emotions out of it.
I must agree with you. Cedric, you want to say
I
something?
just want to clarify that at no point in time did I reference reparations. I was, when I agreed with American Dream was, and there's where I gave my example in how we position ourselves, especially politically. So that's it. With regards to reparation, let me say this. If America is still funding Israel, while America itself wasn't part and parcel of the Nazi regime, then why the hell ain't Black people being given their due? That's my argument with regards to reparation. Yeah, that's a legal argument. You will never hear me make a point about that. But what I'm saying, and my point is, again, the whole of the rest of the points was forgotten and the focus was on reparation. My point is, how do we position ourselves against the European, or how do we stand as Black people when we're dealing with Europeans? Yes, they discriminate. Yes, racism exists. How do you stand as an individual when you're dealing with a European, with the weight of your history and slavery and chains on your neck, or as an individual who can stand and be just as valuable or even more so as a human being? How do you position yourself? And And that, to that point, is where I agree with American Dream. That's why I can evaluate and look at history in its context, Ankh. That's why you won't hear me calling Zinga a bitch, because I'm not emotionally attached to that aspect of my history. It is part of my history, but it is not my reality. So I can observe the history as it is without the emotions. That's a point I make. However, let me say it again to make it clear. If the Jews can still get money today, even from the United States of America, that wasn't part of the fascist Nazi regime, why is there even a discussion with regards to reparation that is owed to Black people? So I hope I'm clear on that.
Sure. If I could just you know, be clear on what I'm saying as well. You know, the only reason I brought up reparations was to use it as an example of just Black people's identity being centered around slavery, and this is probably the main reason why I said I drew back from that example, is because I knew it was going to lead to this discussion about whether Black people deserve reparations or not, and that's not what, you know, at least that's not what this show. I didn't think that's what this show was about. This show is about understanding African Americans and how they think, and I'm just suggesting that, you know, the fact that our identity is centered around slavery may be responsible for the way we think and for the fact that, you know,
Say it again, American Dream, because I'm trying to really, I mean, to be fair to you, you was like, oh, you don't want to bring up the rep, because you know you get attacked, yo, like a bear, you know, trying to get some honey out of the damn bee's nest. You already know that, so I know.
But all I'm saying,
but I want hold on. I just want to kind of understand, right? Because we talking about African. I just want to kind of understand, right? Why you keep saying having love for Africa mean you got a slave mentality like that? I'm not, you know, and I'm an open free thinker, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to say, how
I disagree.
you doing that? How you do that? You make us understand. Let us into your mind with that. Why is that? I'm thinking slave mentality is when you're afraid, you know, to jump out there and start your own business, where you always feel like if you don't have a good paying job, then you're not successful. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things make me tend to think into your slave mentality. When you think that if a person doesn't want to practice Christianity, then some kind of way you're flawed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking that's slave mentality right there. But you bring a whole nother thing to the ballpark. You saying the fact that we have that we make connection to Africa, right? The fact that we big up certain societies in Africa, that's slavery. The fact that we, you know, say, yo, cut that motherfucking check. Say that.
Jackie, hit the mute out, Jackie. Mute out, Jackie.
I don't understand that. What was you saying, Sosa?
No, I'm saying Jackie, mute out.
Mute out, Jackie. Yeah, I'm
muted.
Dream.
No, I said mute because there's a bunch of noise in your background. So just mute real quick.
I'm sorry.
Are you good? How you doing, Sister Jackie?
All right.
Pleasure to have you. Ooh, we got the sisters out tonight. We got it going on. We doing swell. Always a beautiful thing when you have plenty of sisters around. Appreciating this moment. Go ahead, American Dream. Help us, since you're not an African American, though. I just want to know a Caribbean. We're a Caribbean what? What do they say? Caribbean American, right?
Buck dancer.
We African to the music, to everything we do. I'm a Caribbean and we African. Our music, our culture. I can't separate myself from Africa. Hell no. There you gone off the charts, American Dream. I just jumped out of the car. You're on your own.
Right. So let me try and address the question.
Yeah. No, that's been your whole theme, your whole narrative. Help us see your point. You sucked Cedric into it, but he dove back out the car. You had him, but now he's died.
Right.
Then
No,
we're
I
gonna hear
think
from Reggie.
I don't know if Africans on the continent refer to themselves as Africans. I think that, and if they do, that's something that they got from African Americans, right? And African Americans and people that live outside of the continent are mainly the main ones that refer to them like Africa. To be African, it's not a nationality, right? It's just kind of like this kind of made up term. And the reason we call ourselves African is to give ourselves that connection to the continent, because we don't really know where we're from in Africa. None of us here don't know where we're from. So we're trying to make that connection. And so we just say, and the reason we can't make that connection is because of slavery. So we just say we're African, right? And the connection there and is through slavery. And so that's why I say when we call ourselves Africans, no Africans on their own volition, or people that live in Africa, they don't refer to themselves as Africans the way people that don't, like African Americans do. You won't find a Nigerian calling himself an African Nigerian, but you will find Black Americans calling themselves African Americans. And the reason they even came up with the term African to identify themselves. The reason they even use the reason the term African is even used is like, if there was no slavery, there would be no people identifying as African.
What?
The Africans in Nigeria wouldn't need to call themselves an African Nigerian because they're in Africa.
Jackie, you wanted to weigh in on that? Was that Jackie? Let the sisters get you for a minute. Where you at, Jackie? Who said what? Was that Jackie or was that Renee?
No, that was me. That was me. I'm gonna let the sisters get him out.
Oh boy, Tiffany, you want to add something?
I don't want to attack him.
You want to make a statement?
I want Reggie to drop that history, but we're gonna wait.
I did want to say something real quick to what he said. I'm kind of confused on the position he's coming from. But what I will say is it's actually even more of a show of why reparations are due to us. To this day, we don't know. Look at our names: Jackson, Johnson, Smith, all of these kinds of things. We don't even know what our original names would be for our particular family, our particular village, or whatever the case may be. That goes to show you how impactful slavery was on our people. We don't even have a name. And no, we can't tell you exactly what particular nation we will be from on the continent of Africa. A lot of times we will just use the term West African or what have you. But no, we don't know that. And that's because of slavery. These are points that further prove reparations, the case for reparations. They further support the case for reparations. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Can I go real quick?
Go ahead.
Nope. Let the sisters go. I'm trying to voice. Nope. Go ahead. What's next? I hear dudes all day long. Go ahead, Mr.
No.
Well, I wanted to make I don't know if anybody here has studied slavery during the antebellum period, especially, right? So you have slaves that were taken from West Africa, and you have about like 55% taken to Brazil. Then you got 45% taken to this continent of North America. This continent of North America now has about 27 countries on it. So back during this period of antebellum slavery, you have, and the biggest thing about slavery, if you ever studied it, was the fact that the people were so in fear of their families being separated. So during this separation, you had people that were taken from the northern part, the eastern southern part of the United States to the Midwest in the southern part of the United States. And then they were also taken from that part of the United States, which would be like the Texas, Louisiana area or Mississippi, and they were shipped to other countries in the Caribbean, and then they were shipped back. So when you start an argument for reparations for Black people because of slavery, you cannot discount Caribbean people because we were all shipped back and forth. And I just want to let that be known, because that was like one of the biggest things where, you know, people were getting into it with each other, telling Jamaicans or people from Belize and, you know, different countries in the Caribbean, oh, no, that's our claim. No, that would be all of our claim, because we were all shipped back and forth from those Caribbean islands back to the United States, back and forth, back and forth. My fight, or I can't even say it's my fight. I think that we have a bigger claim to sue the United States for the war on drugs that they enacted on us, since they announced it, since they provided proof that they enacted it, and they told us that they did it. I think that we have a bigger claim to fight them as African Americans for that. Because it's seen how they fucked up our well, now I want to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. It's seen how they separated our families and acted a whole prison system with that, especially when Clinton came into office, and you can
what
see.
the hell are you talking about?
Hold on, Cujo. Don't cut it.
I'm done.
I know
I'm done.
she
Go ahead. I'm done.
And I wanted to go after her.
Let
I'm
Tiffany
sorry.
get it
We
in.
got an order. I want to
She
go
out a
after
lot.
her.
She a little off, but that's right. Let Tiffany.
You said I'm off, but you
let
wasn't
Tiffany let
listening
Tiffany
to
let Tiffany get
nothing
it.
that I was saying.
At some point after this,
If
let's
you
just
claim
speak.
I'm
Can I
off.
speak?
I would correct you, but we're gonna let Tiffany go to Reggie.
Okay. All right. So I was just gonna say to your comments, Sister Jackie, that I think at the end of the day, people were saying it's gonna go back to like the census. Like if you can trace your lineage back to specific census, I think sometime in the 1800s. So if in fact those groups of people came and
It's
went
the
and came in.
1691 project, or was it 16 something? I know what you're talking about. I
So
understand everything you're talking about.
Let her get it
So
out.
when I'm finished, so I think that if people are covered under that, then they're good, right? In whatever the talks are now, what people are saying, what to make it make sense. But otherwise, no, America doesn't owe reparations to everybody in every other part of the Black world where their descendants.
You ever heard of the $5
Let me finish.
Indians, though?
Let me finish.
You heard of the $5 Indians, though, right?
Jackie,
What's the difference?
Jackie, just let me finish.
Paul Anderson made up.
I'm just saying that it doesn't. It's
They don't
not.
got shit to do with us.
It's not really logical for America to like give reparations to all the people in Brazil and to every Caribbean country. It just doesn't logically.
I didn't say Brazil.
Okay,
I'm talking about just this continent.
The people who can trace their lineage back to a certain time period, that makes sense. Whether they was moved back and forth or whatever, sure, why not, right? Then there was something else you talked about, the war on drugs. It's interesting that you brought that point up, because I just saw an article where they were talking about the meth thing. I forget what states, but those pharmaceutical companies were brought on charges or whatnot, and they have to pay like I think it's $650 million to particular areas in the United States for what meth and or prescription drugs had done to the community. So that's a great point, but we definitely still gotta we still have to secure our reparations, if not for us, for our future generations. It's our duty, just like it was the duty of our ancestors to secure our freedom. We can't drop the ball. So we have to continue to make sure that happens. And I'm finished.
Let me just say I agree with you, and I wasn't saying that they shouldn't that they shouldn't get it. I was just saying that those people in those other countries on this continent that was shipped back and forth, they will also have a claim. That's what I was saying.
Well, yeah,
I
No,
but
that's
wasn't
they
saying.
got
bullshit.
to make
Stop
their
all
lineage.
that bullshit.
Okay,
Nah,
okay.
don't give her that. Don't give
How
her
is that
that. Fuck
bullshit?
Fuck
Just let her
that. That's
ride, Cujo.
bullshit.
Cujo, let her ride. So
It
Reggie,
ain't nah, it ain't no
just let
people
Reggie make a
ship back
statement.
and
Cujo,
forth.
just
Fuck
let it.
them.
Cujo, let Reggie make a statement, bro. Just let her live, bro. Let her live.
Nah, fuck
Reggie, go
that
ahead, Reggie.
bullshit.
Go ahead, Cujo. Reggie, go ahead, Reggie. Get it in.
Wait a minute. Can he just tell us why?
No. Let
Why
Reggie.
is
Let
that bullshit?
Reggie want to make a
It's
statement. He wait.
bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit.
Cujo, come on, man. Come on, Cujo. Come on.
Definitely want disagree
around.
with sister, and I want to get back
Come
in.
around,
Don't
Reggie.
nobody want to hear that shit
You
because
coming after
it's
Reggie,
about
Cujo?
Easy,
from
Cujo.
Maryland,
Easy,
Virginia,
Cujo, you
Northern
coming
South
after
Carolina.
Cujo?
Ain't about nobody
Cujo.
that went
Stay
back
on
and forth.
topic, people.
Cujo, you coming after Reggie, Cujo. Then you can lay the smack down. Let Reggie go ahead and make a statement. Go ahead, Reggie.
Go ahead, Reggie.
All right, thank you so much, and peace to the
Open
family,
your eyes up, Reggie.
Yes,
and
sir.
especially to the sisters. You know, I have eye problems right now for some too much reading.
Hey, big
Okay,
up
so
Reggie, Virginia, nigga.
hey, peace 757. So, brother Reggie wrote to the Supreme.
804.
Brother Reggie wrote to the Supreme Court in 2017, and on a case called it was a petition for writ for certiorari to the United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit, right? So Brother Reggie has done law, and for a plaintiff, a student that was kicked out of the university, he was trying to get his case heard by the Supreme Court. They did not take it. And they read my paper and they sent it back. So it's dated July 17th, 2017 to the United States, and that's the stamp from the clerk's office, United States. Basically, my argument to the Supreme Court was that never in the history of America has the United States ever in the Supreme Court dealt with the case of slavery and what they owe and the heinous crimes. So I said the Supreme Court has never ever done a proper and complete constitutional inquiry on the rights of sovereign Africans who were human trafficked and pirated to the United States and its territories for the purposes of forced labor, nor have they done a proper inquiry of their descendants who have never lost their sovereignty. This represents the fundamental flaw in determining the rights of descendants of Africans who were human trafficked in the United States. Can the courts on any discrimination cases of a descendant of African American who was human trafficked in the United States for the purpose of forced labor dismiss a claim based on sovereign immunity without ever having a constitutional inquiry on the said rights of the human trafficked person to the Americas? So what I do is I list all of the Supreme Court cases that deals with slavery. Cherokee Nation versus Georgia, Dred Scott versus Sanford, Gibbons versus Ogden, Johnson versus McIntosh, Creek versus Pennsylvania, United States versus Olmsted, United States versus Kagemi, United States versus Ship, Webster, Asbury, Ashburton Treaty, and then Worcester versus Georgia. What I have found in my findings is that the United States has only looked at the African and American as commerce. They have never changed from that role. And because they have never changed in that role, and they never ever, to American Dream and to Q and to those people, you don't have an argument about reparations and slavery when the United States has never ever had the case in the Supreme Court. What you do have is matters that have been dismissed on limitations, right? Denied suits based on slavery on statutes of limitation, right? And equitable tolling and other legal latches that stop it. And also lots of us who petition on the rights of slaves, we fail in court because they say that we are not the slaves. We are the descendants of slaves. That's the law based on the last reparation case, Farmer Pellman versus a number of banks. that was called the reparations case. So Posner dismissed it based on equitable tolling, and that the petitioners who were petitioning these banks for reparations didn't have any standing because they couldn't show that the banks disenfranchised them, because they didn't show that the banks disenfranchised their ancestors, so they had no connection to the case, and they were properly dismissed. When I mean properly dismissed, I mean properly dismissed in law. However, the questions that we have to deal with when we deal with all of this is that because the United States never had a case that went to the Supreme Court on slavery, not like the McIntosh case or what they call the trilogy of cases where they dealt with the doctrine of discovery for the Native Americans. The United States has never legally assessed our case in the Supreme Court. Our reparations cases always fail. One is because they miss an important latch. The important latch is the doctrine of heinous crimes, continuing violations doctrine, right? Human trafficking is a continuous violation doctrine. And so they are heinous.
But that was legal at the time, Reggie.
No, you don't
yes,
understand.
It was.
It
was legal at the time.
You do not understand.
I do understand.
Let's freeze for a minute. Let's everybody freeze. Hold on. What the hell? I got lost somewhere in there.
I got lost.
We was talking about like, yo, you read a paper, yo. You always do this.
Yeah, I mean, you be going
no,
like
let
way
me
too
talk.
far.
Let me talk. Everybody else got a chance to talk. I can answer some questions, right?
Nah, you be going too far, man. You do, man. And look, Reggie, you deserve your flowers. You the boy. You got a lot of information that we can all appreciate.
So let me narrow it down.
But sometimes you
Thank
don't always know what's up, though.
No, because I know federal law.
It's not about you knowing federal law. It's about
because I know federal law.
It's
I
about
always
the fact
knows
that sometimes,
Hey,
I mean,
Reggie,
look, you got to keep on growing.
Listen, hold on. I'm not yelling. Reggie, this ain't fucking Garfield show where you kill the damn show. I don't know what the hell you was talking about. You start getting real particular into reparation. That show ain't about reparations. It was a passing point. We wasn't trying to tell how we can get them. That wasn't it. That was a thought, right? It wasn't the focus. The focus was African American thought, right? And American Dream made some crazy statements, and people came in and elaborated very eloquently on it. You know what I'm saying? So we're just, I just want to, the train went off the motherfucking track. I'm trying to bring you back on the whole yourself,
I'm going to narrow it down.
Bro, Reggie, you don't have to do yourself.
You know better what you did. Get back on African American thought.
Okay.
Hey, can I speak after Ankh? Reggie?
Cujo want to get it.
No, we got somebody. We got Derek on here. We don't hear from Derek.
I want to narrow it down.
I want to hear from all of them.
Okay.
We get back to Reggie. Go ahead.
All right. So, because of the standings in court or lack thereof, we do not know the pressures against us in the context of the laws that shape our thought. Until we understand the laws and we understand the concept of continuing damages of violations, then the African American or the African in the United States and those that are connected to the Monroe Doctrine, we will not understand our condition. Our condition is based on what the United States does because of our lack of understanding law. So we're fighting oftentimes the wrong battles. The African American or the African in America, their thinking is flawed because you have to connect your history to law, to actual law. If you cannot do that, because the United States runs on a pseudo rule of law that controls us, we do not have any combat. So all of these quasi conversations that we actually have are nice learning positions that we do have. But what the United States understands is force. United States, it says that Africa is a battleground and a prize. You can look it up. Africa is a battleground and a prize.
Hey, Reggie, that's bullshit.
He was trying to make it narrow, but this shit get wide.
I mean, for real, you just keep on talking, man. Just let it go.
Wider, Reggie. Like,
let it go.
I understand, but the difference. I'll close with this. The difference is. Yeah, I'm gonna close with this point. I'm gonna close with this point. Right?
Damn, already closed. You read a whole paper, yo.
I'm a scholar. What am I supposed to do?
Reggie.
I'm supposed to shoot from my hip.
United States government, yo. You read the paper, Reggie versus United States government, yo.
You got it in, bro. You got it in.
You got it in, yo. You can't beat you on that, yo. Nobody on this panel, nobody listen to this other wrote a paper to the government about reparations. Yo, you got us all beat. You all out here.
You're supposed to shut the hell up sometime.
Y'all much.
Reggie, do you understand the magnitude of what you did, bro? You actually wrote the federal government, yo. They stamped it and sent it back. Now, if I was in the office, I wouldn't have read the shit. I just sent it back to you. I'm like, that nigga trip.
They sent it back and told me why they sent it back, and they told me why they not going to use it. I gotta but
yo.
Listen, the point is,
you way serious than me. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, Reggie is way serious than I ever will be. Yo, really did that. I'm fucking with you with that, Reggie. But this is not the show. I swear it's not.
But it is.
Hey, he deserved his flowers, man. Reggie, you should be respected in this game.
It's always
ain't nobody saying that. But sometimes, man.
But I'm saying, you know what?
You need to be quiet and listen. We all got to learn, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm
you
trying
the boy.
to do, I'm trying.
Big up, Virginia.
What 757? So what I'm trying to say is that if our condition as an African American is controlled.
I mean, for real. I mean, look, bro. You can't always come here like you have the ultimate truth. We all learning.
Yo, you came in with something when nobody gonna do. Yo, we got like 140 people in that joint. Nobody's writing the federal government.
I mean, I think wake up. Yeah, you made it clear, like, African Americans, we're not fighting the legal fight. It sounds good on YouTube, but we don't understand. But we're fucked up because it's not based in law. So I mean, okay, shit, you nailed that. Now you just, you know what I mean.
And obviously go ahead.
Man, big up to you, Reggie, for real, bro. Big up, respect, bro. Respect all day.
I'm looking for a home. I'm looking for a home. Obviously, the show that I used to be on, the platform that I used to be on.
This your home. This your home, Reggie.
You know, you got one of psychological shackle breakers, Reggie.
Yeah, it's your home.
And so I'm looking for.
You can't just lay in every bed, though. You gotta respect other niggas' rooms and shit. You can't just come in.
No, but when I heard American Dream,
open the refrigerator and start just grabbing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta pick
when I heard American Dream,
but I would like to respond on what American Dream said, though, if I can.
No, we not. We're gonna let Renee go next. Hey, Reggie, this is your home, Reggie. Yeah, but after about the third page, I was like, man, kick this nigga out the house.
Eating all the food. Like,
you kind of surprised.
Hey, Reggie, you from Virginia, so I feel you ultimately.
All right, somebody's hands raised. Come on, let's stop.
Okay, even though you're from the 757.
I didn't want to go back too far.
I'm from the 804.
I don't know if the sister Jackie is still up here or not, but
she's here.
Okay, because she had said a couple things. I was like, I you know, I personally don't agree with. So when she talked about, you know, with all the respect, but when she talked about the Caribbean people and we was sent back and forth and this, that, and the other. But it's not about that. It's about where you're rooted at more so, right? So you have many, many generations of Black people who are then rooted in Jamaica or who are then rooted in, you know, Haiti, you know, multiple different islands or what have you. And then you have Black people who were rooted here in what became America. So in terms of the economies that were built off of that, like for instance, you know, in Haiti, they got to go run up on the French. In Jamaica, they got to run up on the British or whatnot. And in America, we're pursuant to the American government. And so this whole idea that we're all going to come together and we're all going to have this case for reparations, I kind of think that's a ridiculous notion to me. It has to be the nation that you were rooted in. And as Sister Tiffany was mentioning, like in terms of the census and all of those kinds of things, and most of us who are considered ADOS or whatever term you want to use, our families have been rooted here for many generations, many centuries. They were rooted on this land. So that's going to be different from place to place. And I think each place needs to be pursuant to that particular government. And then the other thing I was just going to say, she mentioned about the war on drugs and that we have a stronger case on that. I disagree with that, because the war on drugs, as much as we know it was mainly to Black people, we know that we couldn't, they would still say other people would have claims in that. You would have other groups of people who say, hey, the war on drugs impacted us. You know, this happened to my family or this happened to my particular neighborhood. That's something that can be used kind of like across the board. Even with the opioid thing, that's primarily going to be white people. But if you have some people that have a claim that can put in and maybe have proof or whatnot, then they could claim that too. I'm talking about reparations exclusive to Black people. And in terms of the chattel slavery on this land, you can't get around that. That was exclusive to Black people.
Where did that chattel slavery take place primarily?
It took place, what's documented?
On the continent of North America.
It took place in Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina.
No, it took place on the continent.
It did. No, everywhere
of
else
North
is secondary.
America.
Everywhere else is secondary.
Wait a minute. Only 5% of the slaves was brought to this country.
But can I say, well, wait. Can I just
so all of the Africans here are from that tribe.
You got
well, wait, Jackie, but Jackie, but with Jackie, I feel like what I'm trying to say is that
no, you don't understand it.
In terms of the nations. In terms of the nations that were established, right? So in terms of America and America's economy, that was the people that were here, the ADOS people that are rooted here, that built this land. Just like Jamaica, the people that's rooted there, that built that society.
This is getting crazy.
Where are those people from? Where are those people from?
Those people were brought when they said Christopher Columbus. And
we don't know goddamn Christopher
Wait a minute. This y'all fought for not paying attention.
No, I'm talking about
they never said Christopher Columbus.
Where are we from?
They never said Christopher Columbus discovered the United States.
I'm not talking about Christopher Columbus. Fuck him.
Listen and let me talk, please. He came to this continent. You have to think. There is 27 countries on this continent of North America. So when you look at the Civil War,
Jackie, Christopher Columbus.
You jumping from Christopher Columbus to the Civil War, and you want somebody to listen to you? Why y'all let her talk?
Christopher Columbus didn't come to North America. In fact, he never.
Now, why y'all let her talk, man? She talking from Christopher Columbus to the Civil War. Why the fuck do y'all let her talk?
Everybody freeze. Everybody freeze. I'm not yelling, man. Shout out to Smash Rockwells. He's in the goddamn building. Shout out to him, man. Man, like and subscribe to his channel, man. I heard he had a good one over there today.
What up, Smash? Hey, pick up Baltimore. You know how I do, Shaddy. You know
I
I
know,
do,
but hold
Shad.
on for a
Hey,
minute.
can I finish my point
Hold on
without
for a
this
minute. Hold on
guy
for a minute, Jackie. Hold on for a
interrupting
minute,
me?
Jackie.
Gotta
Hold on
get-
for a minute, Jackie.
Jackie.
I personally are enjoying the fact that we got 3 sisters on the panel, and I like to hear their voice. So if them two gonna argue, I want to see Renee and Sister Jackie get into the conversation. I like
Hey,
to hear
look, but I'm gonna tell
they
you
views
something,
on
bro.
it. But yeah,
I'm tell you something,
Christopher
Eric.
Columbus did not make it to
If a
America.
woman
Let's make
is
that
in the
clear, though.
conversation and
You know
she's
what,
an adult, she gonna get it too. I don't give a fuck
That's
about
fine,
all
but
that.
let
We
us
gonna be nice
talk.
to chicks.
Cool Joe.
No,
I ain't about that.
Cool Joe.
you never
Cool Joe.
He don't know. I can curse him
I ain't
out and
about
make
that.
him run
Cool
home
Joe.
Yeah, oh
and
man.
I
hide
learned from my
his
mother. My
damn
mother
dick. But
who
I'm not
made
gonna
me.
do
My mother
that.
made me who I am.
Let's don't
Cool
go
Joe,
there,
you gotta let
people.
him
You
go.
see,
Cool Joe.
this is where your
Listen.
ego has
You
to
gotta
have to
have
step
some
back
other
to.
Hold
respect.
on. Wait.
Yeah.
We ain't worried about all that. Go ahead, Jackie.
Renee, I'm not trying to have an argument with you, but I have been following Yvette Carnell and I understand ADOS. But when you study slavery and you actually understand slavery, you can look at those communities in Canada that was slaves all the way up until the Civil War, and they left America and they built this country too.
Man,
And
what
they
the
left
fuck is she
America.
talking about, man? Why you letting her talk?
Cool Joe,
See what I'm saying?
Whoa.
I don't understand why it is that these men have
Everybody
problems
freeze.
with
Hold
women
on.
talking.
Hold on. Wait. Everybody free. Wait.
Yeah, that's too
I'm
much.
enjoying the
People
vibe
ain't
on
gotta
the
be
Real
getting
Black
cussed out.
Atheist tonight, right? Hold on. I'm enjoying the vibe on the Real Black Atheist tonight, right? We not saying what the fuck you talking about, especially to a woman. Y'all want this environment to be an environment where people can speak. Now, if you say that to me, I can say, nigga, I'm fucking talking to you. But we don't want all that. I don't want Jackie to start cussing you out. I've heard her do it before. I don't want her to get there. You probably got one more what the fuck you talking about before you get cussed out. I'm just serving notice. I don't want that to happen, but I smell it coming.
Yeah, I
Continue.
don't mean no harm, bro.
I'm not
I'm just
done. I'm
saying,
not
man.
done. I'm
Like
gonna
she way
try
over.
my
She
best
all overplay.
not to
Sometimes-
disrespect your show like that, because I don't like that reputation that I have for cursing people out. But anyway, I was just talking to Renee, and I'm just having a serious conversation. I'm not trying to debate with you or anything. I'm just trying to ask you to look at these things. Those same people that built those communities in those other countries, they got the same claim to the is it what I can't think of what it is, the 1691 project or whatever. They have the same claims that this foundational Black Americans and ADOS is built on that other people do too. And when you look at the antebellum period, when they start stopping the people from bringing slaves from Africa, and what they did was start transporting them people back and forth to all these different Caribbean islands. You cannot stop them from claiming that up until they sent me away, I was institutional and I was incremental in building parts of the United States. So those same people can still have a claim. And I'm not saying anything against it or anything like that. You know, if that's what people want to go on ADOS, and I'm down with ADOS. I don't have no problem with it or nothing like that. I'm just saying that those same people, if you in Jamaica and you know that your family was separated and you was taken from your family and brought to America, took into Jamaica, you know, you still have a claim. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but this is where I guess
Have their
things are askew.
That was
Is because
Go ahead, Renee.
I'm not making a claim.
Hey, Cujo, they say you're on that brown liquor, yo. Chill.
I'm not making a claim that other groups of Black African people enslaved, right? I'm not saying that they don't have a case for reparations. I'm saying their case has to be based upon the nation that they're rooted in. That's what I'm saying. There's not a way that we're going to hold all of North America accountable. That doesn't work like that. Because in terms of when the 13 colonies became America, right? In 1776, right? Then you had in the early 1800s, very early 1800s, where the importation of slaves or captive Africans, let's be clear, was supposedly stopped, right? You have to understand that you're still going to be rooted in a specific nation, though. So you can't put all of that together. And then you have to also have documentation. That's why the census is important. And whatever then documentation was in places like Haiti, and documentation in Jamaica and other places. So this whole idea that you just gonna lump everybody in together and everybody has one big case, that's not realistic. In my opinion, it is best way. Just let me finish. Okay, but let me just finish this. I think it is most important. It is key for, if you want to say ADOS people or however you want to put it, but Black people who were rooted in this nation, who were descendants of those Black people enslaved on this land, that if we attain reparations, that opens the door for everybody else, because America's the big fish. It's the big fish. So,
Renee,
huh?
Don't hate on other Black people.
Where am I hating?
If I lived in Jamaica, if my family lived in Jamaica since 1900, but I can go to the 18-something census and all these censuses and show that all of my family was here until the antebellum.
Then that's fine. Let's be clear. Wait. Hold on.
Black people from country to country on this continent.
Wait, Jackie.
So you can't tell them they don't have a claim.
Jackie, wait a minute. If somebody can show back in the 18 whatever, or go back as far as possible and show documentation or whatever the case may be, then they have a case for it in this nation. What are you talking about? But no, you try to include all the Caribbean and everybody together. That's not real. You did when you first were talking.
So, hold on, Jackie. You do realize that the Caribbean have a reparations case, right? That the Caribbean island themselves have their own reparation case, right? You do realize.
And the only thing I said that is, if those people, because of the antebellum part of slavery, when they was taking these Black people from different countries on this continent of North America, from the United States to Jamaica, from the United States to Guyana, not Guyana, but Grenada, and all these different countries in the Caribbean, if they can trace their roots back to the United States. That's what I was saying.
But that's bullshit, man. Stop that bullshit.
We
gotta stop that.
I don't think anybody disagrees with
that's
it.
Bullshit.
If you can prove
okay,
your
we agree then.
But wait a minute. If you can prove your lineage and all of that, then that's fine.
Care about you proving your lineage. Who the fuck cares? You prove your lineage then. We're not talking about that. That's not what the situation is all about.
My dude,
about us.
It's too late.
It's not about people
why
that
you
happen
trying
to
to
live
make
somewhere else.
attention? You got two women speaking. Why you trying to be the center of attention?
If you want to feel it from that perspective,
where your
that's
woman
okay.
at? Your woman don't give
but
you
that's
no
not what it's all
attention.
about.
However, when you say it's hating and things like that,
how is that hating? To do with us?
How is that hating? That's not hating.
It got shit to do with
anything, Black people have, Black Americans have
ain't
supported.
Talking about Black people. We talking about niggas in America.
All right.
From Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina.
Can I speak? I have something to tell you.
We ain't trying to argue. We was having a conversation.
It ain't an argument. It's nothing to argue.
It's an argument when you jump in and ain't nobody talking to you.
Listen,
it ain't nothing to argue about. It's okay. We can deal with what y'all dealing with over there. That's good. But let's deal with us.
Cool Joe,
we dealing with us right now.
We're
dealing with what we got going on.
Cool Joe, you got your whole eye on the camera, yo. We see the liquor bottle behind you. Yo, relax.
I apologize. We dealing with what we got going on.
White beater on, yo. Hold on, relax. What are you trying to say, real quick? Go ahead.
Get it out, Cool Joe. I know.
Go ahead.
He just wanted to interrupt us.
It don't have nothing to do with everybody else in the diaspora. We have to deal with what we have going on here.
Okay.
We can deal with what we have going on as a people because we are a people. We have a common and shared history, something that we have that only we have with each other. That's us. We deal with us. And then we can deal with other people later. But right now, we need to determine what's good with us. We can't, like, some niggas came from the Caribbean. So the fuck what? So what? So what? Them niggas weren't from the Caribbean.
That's us.
Them niggas from Africa. Them niggas they weren't Caribbean. When Jamaican niggas came up here, they weren't Jamaican. They were African. They weren't
So
Jamaican.
why you
They weren't no
arguing with
Jamaica.
me? So what did you argue
Virginia
for?
exists before Jamaica
exactly.
exists.
I don't mind sharing
as far as
once I
niggas
get
go.
mine, though. I don't mind helping them get their bread, yo.
No, I feel
but your
you.
uncle, father,
feel
cousin, grandmother, uncle, father that left real quick before he. I don't know about all that, yo. Like, I ain't doing all that.
Nah, I
stay
feel
right
you.
here.
Nah, we all the
African
same. I
American.
get all that. But
I'm
at the
not
same
fighting.
time, we got to recognize
listen, bro, hold
who
on.
and
Cool
what
Joe.
we
Cool
are.
Joe. This is what I feel, Cool Joe. I feel like before you fight for everybody else, fight for your damn self first.
Right.
You gotta fix here first. We always out there and abroad. Knock it off. Nobody's fighting for you abroad. Nobody's sending the planes to come get you to take you back nowhere. Right? Take care of home first. And you're in the greatest position to help all Africans abroad if you so choose. But you got to get this straight right here. Tiffany, you want to add something?
I agree.
No, not at
It's
the moment.
about
I
us.
think Sabio
It's about
wants to
us.
talk.
It's
He
about
hasn't
us. It's about
Yeah.
us as a people. Us people from Maryland, Virginia,
Hold on,
North
man.
and South Carolina.
Maryland, Virginia, we got it.
That went to fucking Florida,
All right,
Alabama,
cool, Joe,
Mississippi,
freeze.
Louisiana,
Got you.
Arkansas, and Texas.
These
No,
you
people,
added Mississippi and Texas in it.
yeah, we can't
Go
pretend
ahead,
they didn't come from here. This is where they
Go
from.
ahead, Savio. All right, come on, cool, Joe. Go ahead. Go ahead, Savio.
That's where we from. You know what I'm saying? That's us. That's who we are. It ain't no big deal. I ain't shitting on nobody else. But no, we gotta recognize who we are.
Let's say
cool. Come on, cool Joe. Come on, bro. You gotta respect that, yo.
Let her get you.
Hey, Derek didn't get a
big
chance
up
to say
Virginia,
that yet,
nigga.
man.
Yeah, Derek.
Fuck
Derek.
everything else.
Derek.
South Carolina, nigga. North Carolina, Maryland, nigga. What's up?
Derek, go where you at, Derek?
Right here, man. What's up?
Go ahead, Derek.
Y'all want to hear me talk, man?
Bring some clarity to all this.
Hey, man, I'm enjoying Cujo talking though, man, no doubt. Because he talking some real talk, man. I like it, man. I like it, man. But really though, man, the lady's been spitting some good game to y'all, man. Y'all ain't paying attention to him, but he spent some good game. But one thing we gotta realize, man, that we can't waste time with people who waste our time. I mean, we got people from the island and stuff. I love the families from the islands, but when we start talking about reparation, they wasting our time, man. They want to say, "Oh man, y'all can we get some of it? Can we have some of this money? Can y'all break us off?" Yeah, we will when it's time. Hello?
Yeah. We hear you. I said,
different
reparation case, different country.
Yeah, different countries, man.
Different
But look,
leadership.
reparations is a discussion that got to be held among people
other countries
who we trying to get it from.
The blacks that did go to that most of the blacks that went to Canada left during that whole Spanish situation. They left with the British. When the British got left, they left and went to Canada. That's a whole different dynamic you got going on.
Yeah, what you got people in the Caribbean.
You can't be saying Columbus came to North America.
You got people in the Caribbean, they gotta get their money from them.
Yeah.
We gotta get ours from the United States government.
They got their own reparations case.
Like the French and the British
if we
can't
talking
get
about
off the hook.
It ain't about the money.
They can't get off the hook.
All right.
It is. It's always about the money.
Can I speak now? Can I speak now?
It's always about the money.
Having some type of solidarity and becoming a people. It's not about the money.
All right.
It's always about the money.
Because no, you can't demand anything as individuals. We can be a bunch of niggas talking about what we want to have to happen.
Here we
but
go.
Until we recognize who we are as a people, we can't have the solidarity to demand anything. You have to demand it from a point of having some type of solidarity amongst your own. And the solidarity that we have is that we're from the same places.
Yeah,
and niggas laugh at me when I say the Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina thing. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, nigga, that's where the fuck your parents from. All y'all niggas.
South Carolina.
All y'all.
Alabama,
every single one of y'all niggas.
All my fans from Alabama, man.
All
I ain't
my
got no
family,
family
and
from
they
South
from
Carolina. I ain't got
Virginia.
no folk from South
all my
Carolina.
family
They
is
from
from
Virginia.
Arkansas.
Everybody from Alabama.
They
All
from
my family is
Virginia.
from Arkansas.
I have
How they
no
get to
family
So
from
I
Alabama?
don't know
Virginia.
what he talking about. All my family roots trace back to Arkansas. I don't know what the hell he
All my
Right,
talking
and
about.
they
family
But
from
traced
anyway,
back to
Virginia.
Alabama, bro.
anyway,
That's what you don't
anyway,
even
can I
understand.
please
And like
speak?
y'all talk this
Yo,
bullshit ass
any
being from
family member
Egypt and all this African shit,
in
and you
Arkansas,
don't even realize you from Virginia.
Virginia,
All right.
the most probably went through South Carolina.
Cujo,
You from
Cujo, look,
Virginia?
bro. Real quick, bro. Real quick. Let's not waste time with people from the
No.
Caribbean,
That's what we
Jamaica,
have in
Haiti,
common.
trying to tell us how to get our reparations,
No,
man.
that's
They're
what
not
we
involved
have
in our
in
reparations.
common.
But they're
Cool,
not
What do we
involved in
have
our
in
reparations,
common?
though, bro.
Cool.
That's what I'm
We
saying,
gonna
bro.
leave. We
They're not
gonna
involved in
let
our
him have that.
reparations.
Can I speak? We gonna
No,
let him
it's
have
not
that.
about letting me have
No,
No,
anything. It's
you
about
gonna real quick.
realizing who and
Calm.
what we are.
First off, can
Hey,
I
man, I
speak?
wait a whole
Because
hour to speak to y'all, man.
and I've been
Whole hour.
waiting about the same amount of
I was
time.
being very patient because I didn't want to interrupt because I
Let him
respect the
finish.
people
Say,
on the panel.
let Derek.
Nigga, you not from Arkansas.
Cool Joe. Listen, your whole
You're
eye
not
is in
from
the
Arkansas.
camera, yo.
Come on,
Stop the whole Aya Raw thing, man. Knock it off. Let somebody else talk.
Yeah.
Hold
Hey,
on for a minute,
Cujo, man. Hey,
Savior.
Cujo.
Let Dirk.
Derek, put a
Right,
ball.
I ain't never heard Dirk before. Let him rock, and then I
Yeah.
got you.
There you
Hey,
go.
but
Savior.
you know me,
Go ahead,
bro.
Dirk.
Savior, you jumping. As soon as Derek land the plane, then Savior, you go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna
give
cut.
me 1 minute, man.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I met Unc about 2019, man. Me and my wife met Unc at his warehouse and bought some shoes from him.
That's right.
It's been about 3 or 4 years ago. So you know.
2019.
But anyway, yeah, about 2019, 2018. But anyway, man, look, man. People from other places can't tell us how to get our reparations. They can't explain to us about how we should feel as African Americans because they haven't lived here through the slavery. Our ancestors lived through the slavery. Theirs didn't live through American slavery. So they can't tell us y'all should feel this way or y'all should act this way about it. Y'all shouldn't try to get that money. Y'all should let it slide. They can't tell us that, man. We tell each other how we're supposed to get this money. And we listen to what they got to say, but that's it.
I agree.
We listen to them. We entertain a little bit of it, but we don't need to waste much time with them because this is our fight. They should support us to get our money because we the ones who made it possible for them to come over here.
But do you really think that y'all from Alabama or Arkansas or some bullshit?
Yeah, Cujo.
I got 6 generations from Alabama, bro.
Yeah, the Cujo, they don't get it.
But they from Virginia. Do you know that?
They don't get it, bro. They don't get it. They don't understand.
But do you know they from Virginia?
No.
Do you know your family from Virginia?
Before your ancestors.
Nobody from Virginia, man.
Before your ancestors.
They are.
Nobody.
They are.
Nobody,
how
bro.
they get to Alabama?
Derek, there's only a few ports, bro. You know what I'm saying?
How they get to Alabama?
Yeah, South Carolina's Virginia's a port. South Carolina's a port. They call it Port City. We call it Port City. You feel me? That's what he's saying. So before many generations got to Arkansas, they most probably went through Virginia.
You forgetting about Mobile, bro?
You feel me? They wouldn't. That wasn't a port where they would drop slaves.
They sunk a ship in Mobile with black folks. The last slave ship landed in Mobile.
You talk about the last slave ship. We talking about your ancestors, bro.
Yeah.
Let's say you'll get it. Let's say you'll get it. We could just
you
look.
Dig it. One of the last slave ships was sunk in Mobile after they abolished slavery.
We're gonna let Savio get it. Savio.
Okay. Hey, appreciate that, Unc.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Appreciate you calling in, man. Go ahead, Savio.
All right, man.
Savio, you gonna get skipped?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just making sure everybody was finished because people like to just jump in. But first off, this was a weird and wild conversation. Because where it started off was a statement that American Dream had made. And now we're all the way over here talking about where people are from, where their ancestors come from, and how different groups have attached themselves to reparations claims for African Americans. The thing is, other groups have always attached themselves to claims that African Americans have tried to put forward themselves. Throughout history in this country, all you have to do is look at it. Some of the early slave revolts, you will have white farmers, poor people joining in, trying to get equal labor rights. What do their labor rights have to do with slaves' rights? We don't see that everybody has always tried to do what? Even in the civil rights era, everyone got the things they needed in civil rights. And look at African Americans 50 years later. We're not getting it. We have allowed other people unintentionally to attach themselves to our struggles and our fights. And this is why we have these different these conversations that are so nuanced, and you have people all over the place with the things that they say. It wasn't intentional. It was because our ancestors thought they will benefit with the help. It's up to us to redirect the conversation and involve the people who understand where the conversation is going. I'm done.
All right. Hey, look, been a good conversation, man. I want y'all to go to Abjeware, right? When you go to Abjeware, all right? Man, get your no religion shirts. All right, if you got some heart, right? Go get that. All right, y'all see that. Get your no religion shirts, man. Get your pseudo shirts. No pseudo shirts. Get your pseudo killer
Big up.
shirts, right? All right. Make sure you support the store, man. All right. It's important. Support the store. Very important to support the store, man. All right. Make sure y'all do that.
Man,
all right?
Big up.
Yeah, we doing it. We in the building. All right. Y'all got your Garvey t-shirts. Y'all like Garvey.
You
right?
got it in red.
We got all colors, right? If it's a particular color you want, you don't see it in the store, let me know when I put it in there, man. But y'all got to make sure y'all support, man. Yo, good price on the t-shirts, all right?
How about one there?
And as got your Black African Power joints, right? My favorite, all right? Yeah, man, just go ahead and, you know how we say around here, man. Support those that support you. All
That's right.
Make sure y'all do that. That's important.
Hey, but ain't no nigga from Arkansas though.
Talking
Fuck
through
all
the
that.
commercial. You cannot talk through the commercial. I refuse to let you talk through the commercial.
Okay, my bad.
Wild out. Trying to be good. I'm trying to be in good faith. So, man, get the pseudo killers, man. Look, pseudo killers. The goddamn particle joint. All right? That's that particle. People misinterpret and call it the God, but it's not. It's the goddamn particle because it was so elusive. All right? It's the scientific literacy section right here, man. All right? Make sure y'all support, man. You gotta, if you promote scientific literacy, man, get the joints that's doing that, man. The Cosmos, right here. It's a nice one. All right. And these shirts, they fit real nice, man. All right, that's a spiral galaxy, man, with where Cosmos on it. All right.
I'm gonna give me a
that link.
STEM
One of the
shirt.
moderators, man, make sure y'all put the store link in there, man. All right. Hey, man, we deal with sides of lyrics, man. Don't get out the tank. No matter what you're going through in the conversation, don't get out the tank. All right. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Ms. Tiff, you wanna say something in closing? She quiet. How about you, Reggie? Well, you died on me.
No, I didn't die, but I think
Yeah, speak up, Reggie.
Hey,
what you gotta say in closing?
I didn't die. I didn't die. I think I spoke enough. I'll come back on another show and talk about law, which, okay. So that's the end of what I have to say. I come back on another show and talk about law and our rights.
Thank
you.
You know,
Thank
Reggie,
you,
you know
Unc.
this your home right here, bro. And so you can definitely, you can key it up. Look, Unc, that's what I want to talk about. And, you know, we'll stay right there and I'm going to make sure you get that in, yo.
Can I be
Thank
heard?
you. Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
we
Unc.
can hear you
Appreciate your
now.
brother,
You can
Reggie.
hear me
Miss
now.
Tiffany.
Okay.
We can hear you now. Go ahead, Mr. We couldn't hear nothing you was saying. You was in the,
Oh.
you know, Mr. Anderson got you.
You don't miss your
No,
turn.
I was just gonna say it was a great show, and it's clear that the topics that bring the ladies to the panel, this is one of them, and there's a few others. So I guess if y'all just keep that in mind when y'all want to see us with the panel, we'll get on.
Hey, well, you know, I over here. Hey, look, I need them type topics. I'm gonna do it. What's up, social pseudo killer man? You got something to say, bro?
Yeah, man. Peace and good night. In the chat, they're saying you got that shirt made with that genuine Egyptian cotton. They said you got that shirt made with that genuine Egyptian cotton. You feel me? So y'all make sure y'all shop Adjua, man, get that authentic Egyptian cotton.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's it, man. Peace. Good show, man. Good show.
He said that genuine Egyptian cotton. Boy, y'all funny as hell, man. Look, man, with that, man, look, we out, man. Look, appreciate everybody in the chat, man, that came through. Man, a pep.
What up, Unc? I don't
Big
get
up,
no yell, man.
Big up, Big up, Baltimore, nigga. Big up,
Yeah.
Baltimore,
Big up,
nigga.
yo. Big up.
Yeah, that's right.
Big up,
James Powell, man.
Respect to everybody in the chat, man. If I say something to piss somebody off, I apologize, nigga. We all brother. You heard me?
We brothers. Go ahead, James. What you were saying, James?
Hey, I'm thinking back when you invited me on at the beginning of the show, bro. I came on and I stayed to the end. And I have to say that it was a good show. Your game is starting to step up a little bit, bro. You still got some work to do, but it's stepping up.
I ain't gonna talk to my nigga like that, Shady.
Hey, I got to. That's
you ain't
my
gonna talk to
dog,
my
bro.
nigga like that, Shady. For real. You ain't gonna talk to my nigga like that.
That's my dog.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying though, Shady. You ain't gonna talk to him like that.
It was smooth tonight. It was smooth, man.
Yeah, it was smooth. Everything was good.
On some real shit, I'm gonna say some every time. Like that nigga piss me off sometimes too. But at the same time,
he get everybody.
You ain't gonna
Get
talk to him
everybody
like
mad.
that. You ain't gonna talk to him like that.
I gotta talk to him like that every
No,
now
you're
and then,
not.
but that's my
No,
dog,
you're
man.
not. No, you're
Hey,
not.
good show, man. Good night,
Appreciate
bro.
that, man. Hey,
Big
y'all
up,
know,
B-Mo,
man.
nigga.
You
Big
know,
up,
we
bro.
just listen. We making sure that we keep the crowd, you know, real entertained with real information, man. So you know, we over here, man, and we also got the pseudo killers, man. Channel, man. You know, Brother King Sosa, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support, King Sosa. Appreciate your work on the pseudo killers. And I definitely appreciate your diverse opinion on all subject matters with very intelligent thought, man. I appreciate everybody that's been watching me for years, from the Black Atheists of Atlanta to the Real Black Atheists, just the whole support, man. I'm glad y'all come out and supported me, man. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. This is my release for me. Being able to educate the people properly and get them to the right spots of education, man. You know, I can't fight this war by myself. As I educate, man, y'all take it out and educate. Y'all know what I say, yo. Can't keep it as I give it away, man. Let me shout out the chat, man. I see everybody, man. I see you in the chat too, Miss Tiffany. I see you, Miss Lamb. Make sure y'all support her show. All right. Mongo Slave, man, appreciate you. Pap, I see you, man. I see you. What's the Shocker? I see you. All right. Rebel, I see you. All right. What's this? The Zugu, I see you. All right. Trout, yeah, I see you. All right. Yeah, man, everybody in there, man, I see you, man. Thanks for all the support, man, yo. And tomorrow, man, we're gonna do another premiere for one of them 125th. Tomorrow we're gonna premiere that joint where you got Ngozi, me, Young Pharaoh, and Seti. Man, that shit was fire, man. Make sure y'all be here tomorrow, man. We're gonna release that about 8 o'clock. Make sure y'all tune in. Boy, that was a good one, man. With that, man, I'm out, man. Real Black